Management not my forte, so my apologies to those fans of teams whose managers we haven't managed to hear from, but it is now time to head back across to Tynecastle for a massive game at the top of the table as Hearts host Dundee. And your commentary team there is Rory Loy, Alan Preston and Kerdine Idsan.
Thanks, Al. Good afternoon, everyone. 8 games to go. 3 teams at the top of the table, separated by a measly 3 points. Scottish football is delivering and then some, and it's all unfolding live on BBC Radio Scotland. Tynecastle is packed, and on foundation of Hearts Day, what better way to reward the impressive £20 million raised by supporters than to keep the side top of the league going into the penultimate month of the Premiership and the final 7 games. That's the incentive for Hearts this afternoon. They've led the league since September, win today and they'll guarantee top spot into April, as well as stretching their 2 and 3 point lead over Celtic and Rangers respectively, with the Ibrox side not kicking off against Aberdeen until this evening, while Celtic are not due at Tannadice until tomorrow lunchtime. Hearts, though, will be very wary of Dundee, unbeaten in their last 5, and the last side to win at Tynecastle in the league. That was last April. Their goal scorer that day, Simon Murray, is on the bench this afternoon. We're about to kick off. Dundee in all white get us underway, going left to right as we look on from the back of the Wheatfield stand inside a noisy, packed Tynecastle once again. We'll bring you the team news. We'll get the early thoughts of Rory Loy and Alan Preston, but Dundee right now are just trying to play the ball out of defence inside their own box, and they're trying to play football, and they're doing it from their own back line. It's very ambitious, but it's not worked out. It's Hearts get an early touch of the ball. Cammy Devlin back in the side. That's why you hear the extra warm round of applause there. How they've missed the number 14 who's wearing the captain's armband today. Well, that's because Craig Halkett, who was due to be captain, got hurt prior to the game, so Steinwender has come in for him. So Hearts are following goal. Altena, Steinwender, Kent and McCart. Devlin back in the team. Leonard, McEntee, Braga, Kabori and Kiziridis. We'll run through the Dundee team for you in just a second. Hearts have the ball over on the far side. We've played the first goalless minute here at Tynecastle. Hearts now trying to dominate the football. A touch there for Steinwender over onto halfway to Kiziridis. He's hassled out of possession. Well, he keeps possession, but he gives the ball back, and Hearts build over on the right hand side. It was good play from Congreve, but this is good possession from Hearts early in the game, dominating the ball just now. Dundee back in their formation. Hearts in their traditional maroon tops, white shorts and maroon socks. Dundee all in white. Hearts 3 wins and 3 defeats in their last 6 league games. They'll want all 3 this afternoon as they want to continue at the top of the table. It's been such a brilliant season for Hearts. What is left in the tank for them as we get to the business end of the season? They're in possession of the ball. Chipped forward long, looking for Braga. That should run all the way through to John McCracken, which will quickly let me run through the Dundee team. McCracken in goal, Wright, Astley, Graham and Halliday at the back. Ethan Hamilton captaining Dundee alongside Finn Robertson in midfield. Congreve, Wesley and Yogan, with Ashley Hay replacing Simon Murray up top, and Dundee now up to halfway. Good industry from Alexandros Kiziridis to win the ball back, but it's just played out there needlessly by Hearts, and that's a loose touch there from Jamie McCart, who just apologises to the rest of the team basically, and Hearts will try and get back and defend this long throw in from Dundee. They go back to halfway. The atmosphere building inside Tynecastle. 2.5 minutes on the clock, goalless in these early stages in the bright sunshine here at Tynecastle. The floodlights are still on though as Congreve tries to get in there. It will run out harmlessly for a goal kick, and we'll get the early thoughts of Rory Loy and Alan Preston.
Yeah, there's an early change for Hearts. We were discussing it at the start, Kerridine, and it's McEntee who's playing right back and Altena's playing one up, although McEntee will go up here for the kick-off. But as McEntee's been there and Altena's better one in front of him, I'm sure that's to try and cope with Yogan, who's the big danger down the left-hand side. But so far, and Cammy Devlin and Leonard, one of them will sit and one of them will bomb on.
Get Rory's thoughts in just a second as Hearts try and press down their right-hand side. Dundee pickpocket them though, and they have the ball deep inside their own half. They're going to try and play it long up towards Ashley Hay, who's beaten in the air. The white-shirted Dundee players swarm around her maroon counterparts, and it'll break to Hearts over on their right hand side. Some applause from the home fans, but Dundee have done well to win the ball back. It's slightly scrappy over on that far side. Is the ball going to go out of play? No, it's not. And Braga now sprints across halfway. He's got loads of space down that right hand side, looks up, sees what his options are, and that's good defending from Dundee. Well read there, good anticipation, and it's out on the left hand side to Yogan. He's got a wee strapping on his right thigh, but he's kept possession there, and Dundee just chip it fairly aimlessly up towards halfway. Hearts want a handball that's not going to come. Referee's happy to play on Yogan down the far side. Goes out for a throw-in to Dundee. Rory Long.
Yeah, I don't think it was a handball. We're a long way away. Derek McInnes seemed to think it was, but you would imagine he would think that, but engineers in my ear telling me it was a handball, so I stand corrected. From Dundee's perspective, Alan's talked you through Hearts. It looks like Hamilton's going to sit as he normally does. They're going to soak up pressure, I think. I don't think they'll go too deep. They're kind of midway into the pitch, and they'll look to spring as soon as Hearts give the ball away, and they're quite comfortable on the ball, the two centre-backs of Dundee, so they'll look to go forward as quickly as they can. They've already tried to pick out Congreve a little bit too much on the pass, but I think we're in for a really good game here.
The voice of Rory Loy, former Dundee forward. He's alongside a former Hearts defender, Alan Preston, and it's me, Kerdy Nidsan, live on BBC Radio Scotland. Nearly 5 minutes played at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Dundee 0, as the drama unfolds all across Scottish football, in particular at the top of the table. Hearts have been the leaders since Saturday, September the 27th. 175 days, 25 weeks. We're now near enough measuring it in half years, because it'll be nearly 6 months. Can they stay there? That is the question all around a packed Tynecastle this afternoon, as Hearts take a throw in up towards Kabori, who loses out. He was crowded up by about 3 Dundee players there, and Dundee trying to press Hearts back. The ball's high in the air, it's going to land just inside the Hearts half, just outside the centre circle, and Frankie Kent will play the ball looking for Braga. Well, a better pass, and Braga was away down that right hand side. Dundee pick up though. It's with their goalkeeper John McCracken, all in green, right footed. He goes long, but it's easily picked off, and Devlin takes it on the chest. Cammy Devlin returning to the team. That is a sight for sore eyes for Hearts staff and fans alike. Arguably their best player this season, certainly one of. Leonard is with him in midfield, and he's on the ball just now. Back to McEntee, plays it out towards Altena. A little Hearts triangle there before it's stabbed forward towards Braga, who didn't very much like that pass. It was chipped over his head, and that's very easy for Dundee to pick up and try and build again through the midfield. Finn Robertson comes short and looks for options on the right hand side. Congreve wanted it early. It's not going to come his way though, not until just now though, and he's on halfway, crowded out by 3 Hearts players. He's done well to shield the ball, played it infield. It's good football from Dundee. Finn Robertson will just keep possession there, and Ethan Hamilton, such an impressive figure for Dundee. He's had such a good season, the captain today, and Dundee will build down that left hand side. Dre Wright just can't quite keep the ball in. Promising signs, Rory, from Dundee.
Yeah, they've started relatively well. Hearts had a lot of the ball early doors, but Dundee are so dangerous at times, and they've got good composure on the ball. Don't know what Alan thinks, but with Altena playing in there, you've got Leonard, you've got Devlin, and you've got Altena maybe lacking a little bit of creativity in terms of forward-thinking passes, so it's really going to be on the front three to make things happen.
I do like Altena. He's got good technical ability. What he doesn't have is any defensive bones in his body, and he's come as a right back, and that's the reason why he's not playing right back today. But he's really good on the ball, Rory. You'll see his distribution is excellent. But I would agree with you, you're not going to get much power or goals from Leonard or Devlin, but Altena certainly can contribute.
Early stages here at Tynecastle, goalless after 7 minutes. Elsewhere, no early goals either. Falkirk 0, St Mirren 0, Hearts 0, Dundee 0 here, of course. Kilmarnock 0, Livingston 0, Motherwell 0, Hibs 0. We'll keep you updated when the goals go in, live here on BBC Radio Scotland. Alan Preston, Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan. It's been a tense opening 8 minutes or so. Football's been decent, no early chances created. Both teams just kind of feeling their way into the game. Hearts have the ball on halfway. They'll be desperate to keep the momentum going. 1-0 has been a familiar refrain around these parts. They've won the last 3 games here at Tynecastle by that score, as Kizaridis nearly trips over the ball but keeps possession. Jamie McCart back over halfway, and Steinbender, who was expecting to warm the bench in this first half, well, he's replaced the injured Craig Halkett with back spasms. We were hearing from Derek McInnes pre-match, and Pierre-Landry Cabore just can't quite keep the ball in. He exchanges a couple of high fives with some of the Dundee fans. Alan Preston, well, that's a wee bit risky, is it not?
Well, nah, not at all. You know, but I'd just like to see him get closer to Braga. Him and Braga seem to be a mile apart. Cabore's one that frustrates a lot of fans. He was brilliant at Tannadice. He was very good against Aberdeen, albeit he should have scored, but set up the only goal of the match. He was disappointing last week, and the jury's really out with a lot of Hearts fans on Cabore.
Kick, Dundee, McCracken right-footed, goes long. Ashley Hayes underneath it. Joe Wesley just can't quite get in there. Leonard did well there for Hearts. Oisin McEntee looks up and sees what his options are, and one of them was Altena, who's just come in field. He wants a free kick that he's going to get. Referee Don Robertson in the Gorgie sunshine, allowing the free kick to be taken quickly. The Hearts fans around us are just urging their side on. We've played 9 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts trying to probe down this left-hand side. Steinvender to Kizaridis. He's got Finn Robertson there for company. He's done well to spin away from him. Good play from Kizaridis. Has to come back though. And Hearts will build once again with Leonard on halfway. Goes for the cross-field diagonal out to the right-hand side. Beautiful ball, but not good control from McEntee. And Dundee now might be away down that left-hand side. Yogan picks it up. He's across halfway already. Goes past his man. He's surely fouled there. Oh, well, I thought that was a foul. It's not been given. There's a few boos around us. The feeling is that it was a dive from Yogan, who doesn't complain too loudly, Rory.
No, but it can be a bit of both. It did look a bit theatrical from our point of view, but we are quite far away. But it can be the case that it's not a foul, and Yogan goes down, and throw-in's given. So that's what happened. We'll move on.
It was Frankie Kent over on that right-hand side who didn't commit the foul, according to the referee Don Robertson. So we are back underway. 10 goalless minutes played here at Tynecastle. Where is the first goal going to come from, and for whom? Congreve down this right-hand side for Dundee on his left foot. There's 2 Hearts players beside him. Right-footed, tries to drive the ball across. He'll win a throw-in down near the corner flag. He's going to wait and see if it might be taken long. I think he will. Just play the wee bit keepy-uppy with the ball. He's had a good season. Cameron Congreve, the Welshman, a couple of goals this season in his 29 appearances.
I think he's a big threat, Carradine, I really do, and as is this long throw-in from Halliday here.
Brad Halliday for Dundee. Throws it long into the Hearts area. The head flick goes up. The goalkeeper, Svoloff, gets there under some pressure from Robertson, and then tries to go long to Cabore, who's having his shirt held there. And the goalkeeper, McCracken, has nearly made a mistake there. We'll go to Ian Auld in just a second. In fact, Ian, you can tell us of an early goal there.
11 minutes in, Carradine, 11 minutes gone in Dingwall, and it's Ross County's number 11, Kieran Phillips, on the score sheet. Wonderful ball from Jay Henderson. Phillips rounded the goalkeeper and slotted home. Ross County off to a flyer.
Ross County ahead there. No goals in the top flight, including here at Tynecastle, where we've played 11 and a half minutes. John McCracken just about got away with one there, came out and headed the ball not too far, but it couldn't fall for Pierre-Landry Cabore, and Hearts just struggling to keep the ball in down in front of us. And Brad Halliday will take a quick throw in. Dundee keen to get the game back underway.
Yeah, that was a really good press there. Joe Wesley started it, putting pressure on the centre back, and then Congreve was straight out to McCart. He played it up the line to Kizaridis, and Halliday was all over him, forced a mistake.
Ethan Hamilton chips the ball up towards Joe Wesley. Frankie Kent's underneath it. He just concedes the throw in. A little bit of unease in the stands around us, Alan Preston.
Yeah, but you've equally got to say it's a back four that's probably not played together as a back four, and it's going to take a bit of time. Steinvender's think he's sitting on the bench this afternoon. He's called into action. You know, McEntee is not really a right back. He's a midfield player. Jamie McCart's not a left back really, he's a centre half, so it's a makeshift back four.
Let's see how that makeshift back four can hold out here at Tynecastle this afternoon, where after 12 and a half minutes played, it's Hearts 0, Dundee 0. We still await the first goal in the top flight as Hearts try and get it just now, but they break down once again, and Dundee will try and come forward through Ashley Hayes in the centre circle. He just has to turn away from a couple of Hearts bodies, and in the end he's forced all the way back. Ross County 1, Dunfermline 0. We were hearing from Ian Auld just a few moments ago. That's the only goal in the game that we're covering. Dundee on this right hand side with Halliday, chips the ball forward. It's going to be a free kick there though, and let's get a wee update from Lee Miller. Motherwell against Hibs.
Yeah, nothing much happening at Falkirk Park, to be honest. Motherwell playing some tidy stuff in their own third, in the middle third, but nothing really in the final third, which I thought let them down against Celtic Park. But no, nothing between the teams at the moment, and no real clear-cut chances, to be honest.
No goals here as we approach the 14th minute, and Dundee just playing the ball out from the back. There's a goal though at Falkirk. John Rankin.
Yes, 1-0 Falkirk. So defensive mistake. Miguel Freckleton goes to make a pass inside to Gogic. He doesn't connect with it right, comes off his studs at the back of his foot. Dylan Tate reads the pass and just toe pokes it, and of course it's that man, Barney Stewart, just steps on, a hop, skip, a jump, and just slides it by the goalkeeper right in the bottom corner. Great finish, 1-0 Falkirk.
So Falkirk looking like they're going to rubber stamp their top 6 status. What a brilliant season they and John McGlynn are having yet again. Here, no goals at Tynecastle. Dundee in possession in the middle of the pitch, and Robertson and Hamilton are bossing things at the moment, certainly in the last couple of minutes, and it's Ethan Hamilton taking a run upfield. He steps inside his man, good play from him. Decent little spell of possession for Dundee. Finn Robertson just controls the ball, has Tony Yogan on the left hand side as Dundee come forward near the corner flag. Yogan is going to get a corner kick quickly to Dingwall. Another goal there.
Ross County making light work of Dunfermline Ceredigion. Uchi Ikpeazu bullied Kyle Benedictus in the 18-yard box, squared for Kieran Phillips, and Phillips scored his double. Ross County 2, Dunfermline 0.
Great start to that match for Ross County. 2-0 up against Dunfermline. Falkirk lead St Mirren by 1-0. No goals at Kilmarnock or Motherwell. We'll get to Killie in a wee while, but Dundee have a corner kick. It's the first of the match here. It's come after 15 minutes. It's taken into the box. It's a well-worked routine, but the little flick on it, the near post from Wesley, didn't find a white shirt, and it's the maroon jerseys that will try and pour forward. Brad Halliday's underneath that with the header. Ethan Hamilton mops up to Dre Wright, and Dundee will just try and build once again. They'll go back to Astley on this right hand side. He's got Luke Graham, slightly unorthodox position at the moment because they'd all gone up for that corner kick.
You can see that corner though, Rory, there. It's on the training ground, try to play it, flick out to the edge of the box for Congreve. It just didn't come off. But as far as Hearts are concerned, they need to step onto the game. Devlin, Leonard, they're off their man. They need to step on if they can.
They both, I know they have different attributes, but they both want to do the same things and take up the same areas on the pitch, and it's proven very beneficial for Hamilton especially, because with the two Hearts wingers being high and wide.
Well, Dre Wright is a lucky boy, because he tried to play a simple pass out to his right hand side to Brad Halliday. He nearly gave it straight to Hearts. Free kick is gone, I think, against Hearts. John Rankin, another goal at Falkirk.
Yes, another goal. St Mirren this time, 1-1. It's a cross, it goes from a corner, Scott Tanser corner, all the way to the back post. Scott Bain comes out to try and collect it, but it's Miguel Freckleton who made the mistake at the opposite end, now equalises 1-1.
Couple of goals there then at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1, Ross County 2, Dunfermline 0 early on there. No goals in the Premiership so far, including here at Tynecastle, where we've played nearly 17 minutes. Hearts 0, Dundee 0, but Dundee right now have a free kick. They're going to chip towards the edge of the penalty area. Up go the heads from a Hearts point of view. It's a decent clearance, and Dundee will pick up with Yogan over on that left-hand side, level with the 18-yard line. There's a couple of Hearts players beside him, a couple of step-overs from him. He's done well to keep possession, but he isn't going anywhere at the moment. Then Pierre-Landry Kabori comes to lend a hand. 3 Hearts players around the Dundee man. He's done pretty well there to get a throw in right beside the corner flag. I fancy this one might be launched long.
Yeah, I mean, Dundee are getting a lot of their success. I was just saying, Hearts, 2 wingers, they're high and wide. You've got one through the middle, whether it be Braga or Kabori. One of the other ones pulling out to the other side, and then, as Alan's touched on, Devlin is a little bit too deep in my opinion, as is Leonard, and it's given Ethan Hamilton the run of the midfield when anything breaks.
Ryan Astley's gone over to take this throw, and he's going to launch it long into the Hearts area. He's beside the corner flag. Here it comes. Up go the heads to the edge of the area where Congreve is there. Congreve left-footed, tries a little chip shot. It's pretty harmless. It's wide. It's going to be a goal kick to Hearts, and then Derek Ferguson will maybe get a wee update from you. We haven't heard about Killian Livingston.
Yeah, it's a good game. Ceredigion have got to say, both teams having a go. Couple of chances. You go for Kilmarnock right at the start of the game. It's just a little toe poke just past the right hand post, and And this Livingston side, you wouldn't think they're bottom of the table, the way they're going about their business. They had a great chance, 8 minutes. Kabongo, a header, should have done better, should have headed it down, but it's Kilmarnock on the attack at the moment. You know, and I thought on the surface it'd be a bit of a struggle. Good game I've got here, Kerridine, 0-0.
0-0 there between Kilmarnock and Livingston. It's still goalless Motherwell and Hibs. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1 and Ross County 2, Dunfermline 0 in the featured matches here on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Hearts 0, Dundee 0. 18.5 minutes played in our feature match, and Dundee have eased their way into this match. They've had most of the possession of the ball in the last few minutes. Hearts struggling to get out of their half at the moment, and it's the white shirts of Dundee picking up once again. Finn Robertson's had a good game so far. He's spun away from a couple of Hearts players, but he's forced back into his own half, and Astley will pick up at centre half. He's got Graham there beside him, and Ethan Hamilton goes all the way back to his goalkeeper John McCracken.
They are playing with 2 strikers, Hearts, but Kabore's pulling out wide to try and make it a 3 at times, as Alan says. Maybe try and play a little bit closer to Braga and get your 2 midfielders further up the pitch, or 3 midfielders if Altena wants to join in.
Claudio Braga on the ball, on halfway for Hearts, goes right to Kizaridis, and he's going to try an ambitious cross-field ball which finds its mark. McEntee over on that right hand side is now at the edge of the penalty area. Back to Leonard, assesses his options. Over on the left hand side is Jamie McCart. Back in field to captain for the day, Cammy Devlin. Right footed chip ball looking for Kabore, headed away by Dundee. Yogan can't quite get there. Mark Leonard picks up. This is better from the league leaders. They're swarming around the Dundee box. Just being pushed back to Altena, midway inside the Dundee half. Now a central position for Kizaridis. Takes a couple of touches and he's lost possession there, and that's good defending from Ethan Hamilton. But Hearts pick up once again, and a roar goes up from the Hearts fans, who sense a little bit more energy and momentum from their side. 0-0 after 20 minutes, but Hearts maybe sensing something here. Altena coming back to Frankie Kent, to Michael Steinbender, who's in for the injured Craig Halkett. Remember, he just puts a hand up in apology to McCart, who wanted it over on the left hand side. It went in the other direction, and Hearts have just slowed things down. Now Steinbender assessing his options, now goes to Jamie McCart, hugging the left touchline. He comes back to Steinbender. Back near the centre circle now is Mark Leonard, bossing things with Devlin in midfield for Hearts. Better spell of possession for the home side. 21 minutes played here. Still we await the opening goal. A couple of goals at the Falkirk Stadium. It's 1 each there between Falkirk and St Mirren. Those are the only goals in the top flight so far. Hearts though trying to come forward through Jordi Altena. Right footed into Braga. He's dispossessed, so still Hearts have it. Still they retain the ball. Devlin to Leonard, about 30 yards from goal. Chips the ball towards Kabore. It's headed behind for Hearts. Well, it would have been Hearts' first corner of the game, but the offside flag has gone up, rightly so, I think, for Pierre-Landry Kabore. Alan Preston, I think you saw that pretty early.
Yeah, early on you could see he was behind the defender there when the ball's clipped in. Probably preferred it to go wide to McEntee and then load the box from there, but better possession from Hearts. Still not really created any chances in this game either side so far.
Well, Hearts, of course, preserving a wonderful home unbeaten record. 15 games here at Tynecastle, 11 wins and 4 draws. Lee Miller though has a goal at Fir Park.
Yeah, goal Motherwell. Martin Boyle tries to, they had an overload on the far side. He tries to break away, they get the break of the ball, and it spins to Priestman, lays off just, and a great finish into the bottom corner. 1-0 Motherwell.
Motherwell, a goal to the good against Hibernian. Elijah Just, I think Lee was saying there, with the goal. What a season he's had, debut season in Scottish football. If there's been a better player in the league, I'm not sure I've seen him. Motherwell, a goal to the goods against Hibernian. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1, Killie 0, Livy 0. Ross County got a couple of early goals against Dunfermline, and here, after 22 minutes, it's still Hearts 0, Dundee 0. A couple of Hearts players going across for a little word with their manager Derek McInnes, who has already had to make one enforced change prior to the match. Craig Halkett having back spasms, so Michael Steinbender replaced him, which meant the captain's armband being passed to the returning Cammy Devlin. It's going to be a drop ball for Dundee.
You can tell the players in this country aren't used to just even a little bit of sunshine. As soon as the play breaks, they're all getting a drink. It's not even that warm.
Rustin. Yes, we are enjoying the rise in temperatures. Spring finally has sprung. It's a lovely day here in the capital. The sun is beating down on Gorgie, as it has metaphorically on Hearts for pretty much all of the season, certainly since the end of September when they went back to the top of the table. No one has headed them since. Dundee, though, doing well here. Congreve, edge of the area, tries to get onto his left foot. He's telegraphed that, though. That was well read by Kizaridis doing the defensive work. Devlin out to the right hand side, and the Hearts fans are screaming Jordi Altena forward. He's across the halfway line looking for options. He still has the ball. A couple of Dundee players round him. He's kept possession, but has had to come back towards halfway. They've recycled it through the middle of the pitch. Devlin looks up, sees that Jamie McCart's offering over on this left hand side, just inside the Dundee half, but some of the momentum has gone out of that Hearts attack, but the patience is good. Frankie Kent is all on his own in the centre circle. Across halfway over to the right hand side to Oisin McEntee. Back into Mark Leonard for Hearts. Devlin's an option. And we're hearing that Motherwell's goal has been chalked off, so Elijah just doesn't have another goal to add to his tally. So we're hearing it's still goalless there between Motherwell and Hibs, as it is here at Tynecastle. Hearts coming forward. Leonard might get a corner kick here. Can Dundee keep this in? They can just about. But Altena will pick it up on the byline, stabs the ball back. Could be a chance here for Hearts. It's just too high for Braga and Kabori. Jamie McCart left-footed to Kizaridis. He looks up, chips the ball towards the penalty area. It was way too hard. The applause from Kabori, but it was easy for McCracken. He tries to set Tony Yogan away. He shows a pretty good turn of pace, and Kent goes to his goalkeeper, Schwoloff, who could have taken on his chest and didn't. Heads the ball down. Fair enough though, because Steinbender can get there. Was that you going, whoa, Alan?
Without a doubt. I think Frankie Kent saunters onto it for a start, then he gives the goalie back a bad one where he's having to head it wide. Just get onto it quick, do the job correctly.
Ashley Hay was putting him under real pressure, the goalkeeper, and I think he was frustrated at his teammates not being up, but there was no way they were making that ground up.
Here comes Pierre-Landry Kabori for Hearts. He's tackled over, it'll fall to Kizaridis. He stabs the ball beyond Brad Halliday, just too far. It goes all the way to John McCracken, the Dundee goalkeeper. All in green. And let's go to Al Lamont for an update on the scores around the country.
Thanks, Kerridine. Only goals in the Premiership at Falkirk, one apiece between Falkirk and St Mirren. Into the Championship, Arbroath 1, Queen's Park 0, Ayr United 0, Green at Morton 1, and Ross County, as we've heard, 2-0 up on Dunfermline, goalless at Raith Airdrie. League 1, Alloa 0, Inverness Cally Thistle 0, Cove 0, Hamilton Accies 1, Peterhead and Montrose goalless, Queen of the South 2, East Fife 1, and Stennismuir 1, Kelty 0. And into League 2, the only goals in that league between Forfar and Spartans, it's one apiece.
Thanks, Al. Still goalless here on 26 minutes. Hearts in possession down the right hand side with Claudio Braga into Jordi Altena. A little back heel back to Braga. Chance here for Claudio Braga. Oh my goodness, he's got that all wrong in the end. He's kind of looking at the referee as if to say, I think I was fouled there, ref. He's holding his right foot. So many times this season we've seen him just pass the ball into the bottom right hand corner. He tried to do that there, Alan Preston, just couldn't get his angles right. As things stand, it's going to be a goal kick to Dundee unless the officials have seen something that I haven't.
I think it's a good challenge, to be honest. I think it was lovely play by Braga and Altena. Really nice back heel into his path, and you think he's going to hit it, and I think the Dundee player just comes in and gets the tackle in. Timely tackle, it's got to be said, and the ball goes wide of the target, because I just thought Braga was going to smash it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I don't know if he hits his heel or what happens, but you would normally associate a cool, calm and collected Braga in that situation. So it's a really, really good play. Altena's actually picked up some nice positions in the last 5 minutes or so. Hasn't always created something with it, but he certainly did there with a lovely back heel.
Well, what a season Claudio Braga's had in Maroon. 15 goals, 12 of them in the top flight. For all the world there, I thought it was going to be 16 and 13. That, after 27 minutes, is actually the first clear-cut chance of this game. Let's see if both teams can do better going forward from now on in. Certainly the home fans, they're showing good patience, but how they would like to see the ball up the other end a little bit more, and what they would give for the opening goal here at Tynecastle. Still, we await it. 27.5 minutes now played live on BBC Radio Scotland. There's a goal at Rugby Park though, Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, I've got the opener. It's fell for Kelly. A wonderful work down the right hand side from Watkins. It's a wonderful cross, and his striking partner Hugo Wise really stretching for it, just gets enough on it to direct it into the back of the net. So Kelly take the lead. Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0.
Goals all across the Premiership then, except here at Tynecastle. We're still goalless. Hearts have the ball. It's been played wide right, and Oisin McEntee, I don't think he could see it. He was blinded there by the sun. He holds his head up, holds his hands up in apology, I should say, and Dundee take the throw in. Ethan Hamilton's under pressure from Claudio Braga, but Dundee should be able to build this from the back. Ryan Astley is inside his own penalty area. The Welsh defender. He's got a good partnership going with Luke Graham. And Congreve trying to get on the ball for Dundee. Who's gone down there? Cammy Devlin holding, I thought he was holding his ankle there. Now he's just back from an ankle knock.
The back of his knee, I think.
He's getting to his feet. He's being applauded by the Hearts fans. There's a bit of a sigh of relief mixed in with that applause, let me tell you as well. So Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1, Kelly 1, Livy 0, Motherwell 0, Hibs 0. I said there was goals all over the place. I'd completely forgotten that Motherwell goal was disallowed. Elijah just thought he'd scored, but actually it was disallowed. It was offside. So goalless between Motherwell and Hibs, and goalless here at Tynecastle. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1, Kelly 1, Livingston 0. Dundee have the ball deep inside their own half. It's actually inside their own penalty, and that's given away poorly. Chance here for Hearts. Cammy Devlin, can he get to the ball? Good tracking back there from Hamilton. Claudio Braga nutmegs Tony Yogan, gets a round of applause, keeps the ball for Hearts. They recycle it back through midfield. Braga exchanging passes there with Leonard. Claudio Braga has it across to Cammy Devlin. Jamie McCart's offering on this left-hand side. He looks up, gives it back short though to Devlin. Hearts just playing keep ball at the moment. Leonard into Alten, a nice little turn from him. Looks for a 1-2 with Braga. Instead he turns on his right foot. Claudio Braga inside the area, goes down, nothing doing there. They want the goalkeeper to come, which he does. John McCracken, there's a few boos around me, but I don't think there was much of a decision there to be made.
No, I think he got a wee fly in his ear last week at Rugby Park when he should have had a penalty, and his manager said he should have went down, so I don't know whether that was ringing in his ear there, but certainly didn't look a penalty. Hearts have got to grips in the midfield now. They've worked out their distances, a few new players playing together in terms of Devlin and Leonard, and they've got to grips with the game now. They're right up on it. Dundee
coming forward now down this right hand side. Halliday thinks about going to the byline, instead cuts back, wants support. He wants Hamilton to come in short for him, goes on his right foot. Decent looking cross, chance here for Dundee. Maybe no, it's just too strong. They had a couple of players, Tony Yogan and Ashley Hay, were both coming in on that far post. If that had been a better cross, maybe we could have seen Dundee's first opportunity of the match. But after half an hour, still the only real chance of the game has come to Claudio Braga up the other end for Hearts.
Yeah, I think McEntee does well actually. He just holds off Yogan coming in at the back post, and the ball drifts out for a throw in. But better play from Dundee. But you're right, Leonard and Devlin for me are two in the same. They're both doing the same job. They need one to get forward and try and support if they can.
Sorry, Kerry. So when Beningame, you see Hearts an awful lot more than I do. When Beningame played with Devlin, how did that work in terms of Beningame
Beningame's the one that will sit more than most, and Devlin's the one that rats about and goes and tries to win the ball off centre halves of holding midfield players. He's the one that gets further up, but he's just not at that at the moment.
Chance here for Dundee. Congreve's inside the Hearts penalty. He tries to deliver the ball in. He's going to get a corner for his troubles. He's wondering if that could have been even better with, again, those two players, Ashley Hay and Yogan, coming in at the back post. Dundee, though, will have their second corner of the game. You can see why Dundee are on an unbeaten run of 5 matches. They're compact when they don't have the ball, and they're springing into action pretty well when they do. We'll get Rory's thoughts in just a second, but let's see what Dundee can do from this corner kick. It's on the right hand side. It's going to be played in left-footed. Well, it's poor from Congreve. However, Dundee will pick up just on the edge of the area. Finn Robertson right-footed. It's another cross. I was going to say a poor cross. It actually gets by Steinbender. It came off, I think, Astley, who wasn't expecting it to come to him, because Steinbender could have got there. However, goal kick to Hearts, but I think Rory, Dundee are going to be the happy at the moment.
Yeah, there was a wee 10-minute spell there where I thought Hearts were starting to build up a head of steam and really get in the game there, but Dundee look dangerous at times going up the other end. Ashley there, I think he swings it to try and volley it, and I think it hits off his standing leg and just goes out. Questions of offside as well, I must say, but listen, it's batted back and forth the game, but Hearts, I think, in the last 10 minutes have been slightly better.
It's raining goals in Dingwall, Ian Auld.
It sure is, Kerridine, yes. Dunfermline back in it, and what a beauty it was too. Callum Morrison with his 5th goal in Dunfermline colours. Free kick on the edge of the 18-yard box, drilled past Trevor Carson even. We've played over half an hour gone. It's Ross County 2, Dunfermline 1.
Here it's Hearts 0, Dundee 0, with the home side in possession. Back towards halfway. Dundee have everybody back in quite a low, deep block. It's worked for them so far in this opening goalless 33 minutes here at Tynecastle, live on BBC Radio Scotland. Kerdinas and Rory Loy and Alan Preston with the live commentary. Hearts with Kiziridis on this left hand side in possession. Kiziridis left footed, decent cross, Kabori's header, it goes wide, and Pierre-Landry Kabori might be thinking he could and should have done better there. John McCracken saw it coming all the way, but it's better from Hearts. It's another kind of half chance to go with the really good chance we saw from Braga a few moments ago. Hearts 0, Dundee 0, but better, Alan Preston.
It was better. Kiziridis, you want him to go down the line now and again. He always cuts inside. It's a decent baller, but let's say Kabori's on his heels really. He's gone backwards, can't generate a lot of power on it. I think he does reasonably well to get a header on it first and foremost, but Kiziridis needs to do better.
Hearts 0, Dundee 0, and we're in the 33rd minute, and the reason that applause is going round the ground, it's a minute applause in tribute to lifelong Hearts fan Graham Taylor, who died very suddenly, aged 33. A nice touch from the Hearts fans on the 33rd minute. Graham Taylor there, a lifelong Hearts fan who died suddenly, aged 33. 34 goalless minutes played here at Tynecastle. Who's going to get the opening goal? Dundee, you sense, the longer this goes on at 0-0, maybe the more confident they'll get, maybe the braver they'll get as well. They haven't really created a chance worthy of the name so far in the game. Hearts have had a couple. Will they have one now? Leonard is going to play a free kick, right-footed towards the edge of the Dundee penalty area. It's going to go to the back post. It's stabbed through. Dundee just about get the clearance away. Yogan will try and pick up for Dundee, shields the ball well, looks for support, he's done well there. Finn Robertson offers himself, Ethan Hamilton will come into halfway. This is good from Dundee, they're across halfway now. Congreve on this right hand side, he's looking to get the ball onto his left foot, now plays it onto his right, goes to the byline near the corner flag. He's going to have to come back and look for support. He has it right beside the corner flag, plays it down the line to Brad Halliday. Right footed cross is a good one towards the back post, nodded down. Can Wesley get a shot away? Can Ashley Hay? Dundee have it. Yogan is out there on the far side for Dundee. He's just inside the Hearts penalty area, chips the ball towards the penalty spot, headed away by Hearts. Braga will try and head it on. He's done really well there, Claudio Braga, winning the ball once and then again. Kabori comes back the way, which is infuriating some of the Hearts players, or Hearts fans around me. However, he has kept possession. Devlin applauds that. Devlin over to Mark Leonard. 35, nearly 36 goalless minutes played here at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. Hearts just slowing the pace of the game down once again. Dundee trying to hit on the break when they can, but it's Hearts, well, they're not in possession anymore because it's Dre Wright who nips in there, and Yogan just steps away from his man there. Oh, he's just overrun that, Tony Yogan, and Dundee will try and pick up in midfield with Joe Wesley. Devlin's bars to the ground, surely that'll be a free kick to Hearts.
You know, Alan's talking about Kiziridis doing better. I've seen Tony Yogan play numerous times this season, and he's best when he's direct. There's one over on the left hand side there where he's inside the box. Go and commit the defender, don't just chip it into the box. He's been good in flashes and spells this season, Tony Yogan, but there's opportunities there. I know he's a young player and he'll blow hot and cold from time to time. There's opportunities within each game to go and commit the defender, because he's strong, he's quick. As Dundee, I think it's Wesley's down, which he's took a sore one.
Yep, he's holding the back of his head, so there's going to be a little pause in play here. Let's get an update on Motherwell against Hibs. Lee Miller.
Yeah, to be honest, Motherwell have kind of huffed and puffed after 23 minutes, obviously scoring that goal and having it chopped off for offside. They've kind of huffed and puffed, playing some pretty football, but they're not really getting an end product on it, and you can see Maswinisi's getting really frustrated up there. He's not getting much change out of Big Bashiri, and Hibs have been solid. Not much going forward. Did a flash cross from Nicky Cadden, who delivers a great ball, but nobody on the end of it. So yeah, even Stevens just now.
So 0-0 there. It was a 1-0 to Killie last we heard from Derek Ferguson.
It still is. Kerridine, Joe Hugo goal on 25 minutes. They nearly made it 2. 4 minutes later it was Finlay Curtis. It's a wonderful straight across again from right hand side. He catches it beautifully on the volley. Keeper, what a wonderful save. But just Killie took control of this game and leading a goal to 0.
So Killy 1, Livy 0, Motherwell 0, Hibs 0. Let's get an update from John Rankin. Last we heard it was 1 apiece at the Falkirk Stadium.
Yes, it still stays 1-1. Falkirk have just had a chance just then. Ben Broghill goes great pressure on Donnelly, robbed him of possession, committed Devaney with a little step over the feint and dinked it to the back post, and of course it was Barney Stewart there again, but his header come crashing back off the post. Apart from that, there's been neither goalkeeper had a save to make in this game. Obviously both have had to pick out the net once, but there's been no great chances. St Mirren have actually tried to build from the back, which has been surprising, so it's been quite a decent game to watch.
So 1 apiece there between Falkirk and St Mirren. No goals here at Tynecastle. Joe Wesley is just walking groggily to the side of the pitch. We think that's a head knock, Alan, is that right?
Yeah, I think so. He's just the medical team are speaking to him as well, making sure he's okay, as you have to do. Make sure there's no concussion, everything's alright, he knows where he is and what's going on.
That's a shame, that, as well. He's not had a huge influence in the game, but he's been industrious, he's got about, he's led a lot of Dundee's good work when it comes to pressing and trying to win the ball back off Hearts, so hopefully he's okay.
Rory Loy, Alan Preston and Kerry Nidstand with live commentary at the top of the league. Hearts 0, Dundee 0, 39 minutes played. Hearts down the right hand side. Can they deliver something here? McEntee's cross towards Kabori. They all leave it, comes to Kizaridis. He's just inside the penalty area, gets onto his left foot, tries to stab it towards Kabori. Devlin tries to get the shot away. The Hearts fans are appealing. Hearts play on, they have it down the right hand side. McEntee right footed, the cross is decent towards Braga. It's played high up into the air. Dundee struggling to get the ball away from their own penalty at the moment. Braga does well, brings the ball down, then he doesn't do well, he gives it away, he tackles it. That's going to give away a goal kick to Dundee, and that kind of fizzled into nothing from a Hearts point of view. Still 0-0.
Yes, fans are trying their best to get behind the team, and they are doing at times, but it's a little bit frustrating. It keeps breaking down at really important moments. Just need to maybe move the ball slightly quicker at times. Kizaridis looks slightly short of confidence. You know, earlier on in the season the ball comes to in that position, Alan, I think your team take one step inside and try and curl it into the far corner, but he doesn't seem to want to do it today.
The problem you have, Rory, is that teams are beginning to suss him out. He cuts inside all the time, and it was unusual for him 5 minutes ago to go down the line and cross that one for Kabori. He doesn't normally do that. There's a heavy challenge on Devlin again.
Yeah, Brad Halliday has just pretty much gone through the back of Halliday, barging in the back rather than a slide tackle through him, so that's why there's nothing more than a talking to from referee Don Robertson. But the Hearts fans don't like it because, well, their talisman and playmakers just back in the team. They want him wrapped up in cotton wool, Cammy Devlin, between now and the end of the season.
But because he read this early on, just to let you back to your point, Rory, was he was taking people on for fun, getting to Byland's crossing.
He had a lot of space in the box here, Alan. I thought maybe have a pop.
He's not the same player he was 2 or 3 months ago.
5 minutes until half-time here at Tynecastle. It's still goalless. Dundee trying to defend at the moment. Braga, edge of the area. Leonard's there as he fouled. Play on, says the referee. Kabori now he gives it. Well, that was a decent advantage, I think, from Don Robertson, because Kabori could have got the shot away. That shot was blocked, and so Hearts will now have a free kick in a very promising position.
Now, I get you're saying it's a decent advantage, but Kabori, this breaks to him, he's back to goal. Either that or you get a free kick 22-23 yards out, just right to centre. I'm sure you'd have the free kick.
And it's the free kick that they have. Kizaridis is over it. It is, 22-23 yards from goal, just to the right of centre. It's perfect for the right foot of Kizaridis.
Well, Jen Callan, is he going to make his eat our words?
I hope so. I certainly hope so. Yeah, this would be, I mean, Hearts have got a lot of, when Kingsley's fit, he would be all over this as well. But it's got Kizaridis all over it, I think. And then, will he go over the wall, or does he go the goalie side to reverse it, Rory? That's the thing. He could reverse it between the two Hearts players that are standing. McEntee, it's actually Kabori as well. Kabori, Leonard, they could stand it there because they'll try and obstruct the keeper if he goes to reverse it. I think it's too close to clip it. I think he's going to hit with power. I don't think he'll be able to get it up and down because he's only 22-23 yards out. But we'll see.
Callum Slattery scored from a similar position into John McCracken a couple of weeks ago. It was a belter, so we'll see if he can keep this one out.
What a time this would be for Hearts to score if they can. Cammy Devlin's there, but it's surely going to be Alexandros Kizaridis from about 23 yards. 6-man Dundee wall is there. Right-footed Kizaridis straight into the middle of the wall. No chance that was getting over it, so poor from Kizaridis. Hearts, though, with Claudio Braga, have the ball down that right-hand side. In comes the cross from Claudio Braga. Well, it was far too high. It was far too hard. Did it go out before it came back in? It's going to be a goal kick to Dundee. What a massive anti-climax that was, Alan Preston.
It was, you know, and that's what you think. You look at Kizaridis, he's not a man in form, but could Mark Leonard have taken it? You know, someone else or someone. For me, it was set up with someone with a left foot, and you've really only got Jamie McCart or Kabori that could take it.
He went for power almost, and you know the speed that came off the defender in the wall. You're thinking, as Alan said beforehand, you're never going to be able to get up and down barely with a more chipped finish, never mind a strike.
Well, he does have 6 goals to his name, Alexandros Kizaridis, but he hasn't scored since the end of January at Tannadice. He was nowhere near it there. We've been realistically nowhere near a goal in the 43 minutes we've played here, with maybe one exception. Claudio Braga was played through, and had he shown his normal composure, he, on another day in another game, would have slotted it past the goalkeeper into the bottom right hand corner. Instead, he got his angles wrong. It went wide. There was a half chance of a header for Pierre-Landry Kabori, and actually that's pretty much all we've had with 90 seconds left of this first half. It's been decent in terms of the football, but in terms of the chances, they've been few and far between. We're hearing there's going to be 3 minutes of time added on, so all in all we're approaching 4 minutes to go in this first period here at Tynecastle, where it's goalless.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, Kerry Dean. I don't know if the managers will be particularly happy with the quality that's been on show. I think both sides have rushed things at times. They've given up possession cheaply, they've made mistakes, and they've not really delivered in the final third.
Hearts are trying to do that right now. Kizaridis stabs the ball out to McCart. He chips the ball back looking for Braga at the back post. They might get a corner from this Hearts, and this will tell you everything you need to know. 44 minutes played. It's Hearts' first corner of the match.
Yeah, but see, so what would normally happen is that the left footer would go over and take this here. And Hearts have been deadly at set plays. They've been the best in the league. All the way at Derek bemoaned yesterday that they're not scoring as much. So this time it'll be an outswinger. They'll try and look for McEntee round the back. That always seems to be the one. They've got a lot of height now with Kent and Steinbender, but McEntee's the one that they normally try and aim for.
So Leonard from the right hand side, right footed. This will be an outswinger. Dundee have everybody back. Hearts trying to see if they can get a goal just before half time. Here comes the corner. Chip towards the penalty spot, booted clear by Ashley Hay for Dundee. The 45 minutes of regulation have nearly been played. They've been played now. We're into 3 minutes of time added on at the end of this first 45.
There's been too much of that, Kerry Dean. That's what I'm talking about, the quality of the game. You know, there's players on the pitch who are capable of so much more on both sides. That is just an aimless punt out the pitch from Altena. It needs to be better there.
You just wonder, Derek, yeah, completely. Derek, just how long can he keep not turning around and looking at Lauren Shanklin on the bench? Because I think he'll give the place a lift, he'll give the team a lift. It just depends on how fit he really is, because Kabori, as I said earlier, the jury's out with a lot of fans of him. He doesn't stay on his feet. He's a tireless worker. I don't fault him for that, but his quality at times lets him down.
Well, there's 2 names that stand out to me on the Hearts bench. You mentioned Lauren Shanklin. Benny Beningame is the other one. We shall play on here. We've got 46 minutes nearly on the clock. We're 1 minute into 3 added on at the end of the first period. Hearts 0, Dundee 0.
I think Blair Spittle, when he's been in the team as well recently, has contributed, so he's another one that could maybe come off and be a more creative spark.
You'd have fancied him with a free kick.
Brad Halliday with the long throw for Dundee, and it comes to the Hearts penalty area. Kizaridis hooks it over his shoulder. Dundee should get there, but all they can do through Finn Robertson is just head it out for a throw in to Hearts. It's deep inside their own territory. We've got 90 seconds left of time added on at the end of this first half. Hearts 0, Dundee 0 elsewhere. Falkirk half time 1-1 with St Mirren. Pierre-Landry Kabori now should get this chance for Hearts. He lobs it. He's lobbed it over. What a chance that was for Hearts. No sign of a flag. The ball was played long. The Dundee backline were asleep. Claudio Braga is applauding the effort for Pierre-Landry Kabori, but not the quality. That was a glaring chance to put Hearts 1 goal to the good just before half-time, and he fluffed it. He tried to lob the goalkeeper. He put it woefully over.
That's similar to the one at Aberdeen a couple of weeks back. He gets it horribly wrong. He's a player with not a lot of confidence, I'm afraid. But you've got to keep off his back, you've got to applaud him. Braga does brilliant again for a little guy, flicks it on, and Kabori's through. I'd like to have seen it. I thought he was offside, if I'm being honest. But he's got to score. He has to score. Bit more composure, bit more ability, and that's in the back of the net. And what a time it would have been to score as well, but not to be. But it's a real opportunity.
The thing is as well, McCracken actually gives him the opportunity to lob him, and he gets it all wrong, because McCracken's caught in no man's land.
by a country mile the best chance of this match. Pierre-Landry Cabore from all of 12 yards out. If he lobs the goalkeeper a little feather touch over his head, it's 1-0 to Hearts right on the stroke of half-time. Instead, no composure, and it was played over. We are into the final 10 seconds or so of time added on. It's a chance for Dundee to come forward here. Can Hay get onto the ball? He does. Ashley Hay just outside the penalty area. Last chance of the half. He goes down. Is he going to get a free kick? I think he is. It's going to be a yellow card as well for Frankie Kent. Well, what a chance. This is, we're going to now be in stoppage time at the end of the first half.
You've got guys like Yogan here at Congreve. It's just really slack play from McCart on the left-hand side. Really slack. Takes his eye off the ball. And then Leonard goes to ground when he doesn't need to. He's trying to stretch to win the ball. Stay on your feet, get back into shape. And then Frankie Kent, he's square onto Yogan. He can go left or right. He decides to knock it by him, and Kent brings him down. Wonderful opportunity here. Dundee, 19 yards out. Lefty centre. Congreve's over it. You think he'd be favourite with his ability.
Now, how long is the referee going to allow for this free kick to be taken? Because we're approaching 49 minutes, so we're only 3 minutes added on. This will be the last kick of the half. How decisive can Cammy Congreve make it? I'm saying Congreve, he's the one stood over it at the moment. Brad Halliday is hovering. There's no chance he's going to be involved. He's just being waved away. So drama here at Tynecastle. 49 minutes on the clock. It's 0-0. Free kick's been taken short. Curled. Good save from the goalkeeper. Well, that confused us all because it was given short to Wesley. He spun round. It was a good connection. It was straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Decent save from Shrolov. And that will be that in terms of the first half. Well, Dundee, if you like, saved the best till last because that was their only real opportunity of the half. It was a nicely worked free kick. Good shot from Wesley. Good save from Shrolov. That's his only real involvement in the match so far. The Hearts goalie did well there. Minutes ago, the best chance of the game fell to Pierre-Landry Cabore, but he fluffed it from about 12 yards. He lobbed it over McCracken, but well over the crossbar, and that is why at half-time the scoreline is Hearts 0, Dundee 0.
On your radio,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
No goals at Tynecastle in the live commentary match between Hearts and Dundee, and not too many goalmouth opportunities, you have to say, but clever free kick at the end of the half there by Dundee, almost producing the opening goal in stoppage time. Let's get round the other Premiership grounds to see how they are been in the first 45 minutes. We'll make Fir Park our first stop, and it's Lee Miller who is watching Motherwell against Hibs.
Yeah, it's Motherwell 0, Hibs 0, and it's not really lived up to the hype, to be honest. Sparked into life in 23 minutes with Priestman being offside for Eli Just's goal. Good finish, but it was kind of against the run of play. It's been all Motherwell in terms of possession throughout the game, but they've kind of huffed and puffed and not really went anywhere. They've been good in their third, in the middle third, but the final third has really lacked a quality in the final third, and you can see from Maswinissi's body language, he's getting a little bit frustrated up there. He's not getting the better of Big Rocky Brashiri, and it's kind of fizzled out in the final third, and it's surprising, but credit to Hibs. Hibs have been solid. There's not much get through them, and they've kind of had a couple of breakaways with Nicky Cadden down the left hand side, and he was unlucky tail end of the game there, the first half, with a shot come cross, but there's been no real goalmouth incidents, and it's not really, like I say, it's not really lived up to the hype for a fourth and fifth place teams playing against each other with a lot at stake at the moment.
Yeah, no goals either. I'm just watching that Eli Just goal that was chalked off. It's difficult to tell. I've not really seen enough of the build-up to see Priestman being offside, as it broke rather kindly to Eli Just. He really lashed it home, but unfortunately for him and Motherwell, that one was chalked off. So goalless at Fir Park as it is at Tynecastle, but not so at Rugby Park. The bottom two coming head to head. It's Kilmarnock against Livingston, and watch for us by Derek Ferguson.
Yes, Al's, that's been good stuff down here. I've got to say it's Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0 at the moment. Both sides started well, getting forward, every opportunity, chances falling to Hugo for Kelly and Kabongolo for Livy. But it was Kelly just around the midway point starting to take control, and it was Joe Hugo getting on the end of it. It was a wonderful cross from Watkins down that right hand side, and Hugo just directing the ball. I think it was just with the sole of his foot, got enough on it just to direct it past the keeper into the back of the net. It could have been 2 for Kelly. 4 minutes later, Finlay Curtis, a lovely hit again across from the right hand side, and the young man meeting it on the volley. A lovely strike. Keeper had to be smart, to keep it out of the back of the net. Livy, got to say they have been competitive, and why not? They're fighting for every ball as they try to evade relegation. They did carve out a couple of chances going towards the break. It was Kamikare with a volley, just went wide of the target. Then right on the break, right the last kick of the ball, in fact, it was Muirhead, free kick, 20 yards out at the angle. From my angle, I'm not so sure, but it looked really close. But they ain't going nowhere, Livy. They're still in there with the fight, but at the moment it's Kilmarnock in the driving seat. Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0.
Yeah, that Muirhead effort was really close. Derek saw that one go in. It was a good finish as well by Hugo, as you say, for his second goal since joining Kilmarnock. That has given his side the advantage at the interval over bottom side Livingston. The other game in the Premiership this afternoon is at the Falkirk Stadium. It's Falkirk against St Mirren, and John Rankin is watching that one.
Yeah, at half time here at Falkirk Stadium, it's 1-1 with St Mirren. St Mirren have tried a possession-based game actually today. Rather than being more direct in at the front two, they've tried to build from the back, and that led to the problems in the 15th minute when Miguel Freckleton turned in to try and play Alex Gogic. He didn't quite connect with the ball properly. It hit off his studs, and Dylan Tate read it. He got a slight toe poke on it to Barney Stewart, and Barney Stewart's eyes lit up, through one-on-one with the goalkeeper just outside the box, and he slid it past the goalkeeper for his 17th goal of the season and his 9th for Falkirk. Obviously he was on loan at Dunfermline for the first part of the season, so if he'd have been here for much longer, God knows how many goals he would have scored now. The 18th minute, Scott Tanzer corner for St Mirren. It was the only time they threatened in the first half, led to the back post, and Scott Bain comes out. In between him and the ball was a Falkirk defender, but Miguel Freckleton got his head on it. 1-1 at that point. The rest of the half was pretty poor. Not a lot played and not a lot on it. St Mirren's biggest weakness was when they were giving the ball away, and Falkirk obviously have a huge threat in the counter-attack with the pace at the top end of the pitch with Broggio, Barney Stewart and of course Calvin Miller. And that led to the 37th minute. Broggio robbing possession of Donnelly in the near side, committed Devaney with a slight step over, dinked it to the back post, and of course it was that man again, Barney Stewart, but this time his header came back off the post. Up until then, there's been nothing else in the game. Up until half time, there's been nothing else in the game. The only threat that St Mirren have had since then was a shot from Jake Young from about 25 yards out, and Scott was right into Scott Bain's hand. There's been no threat from St Mirren going forward, but they have been solid defensively, making some nice play getting into the middle of the pitch. And of course, when you're going to do that, you're going to be susceptible to make mistakes, and that's of course what led to the Falkirk goal. So half time here at Falkirk Stadium, Falkirk 1, St Mirren 1.
Thanks very much, John. That's you up to date with all the scores at half time in the top flight. Let's delve into the Championship, and Ian Auld is in Dingwall watching Ross County against Dunfermline.
Thanks, Alistair. Ross County and Dunfermline have averaged 4 goals a game in their early season encounters, and we're on target for much of the same this afternoon with 3 so far. The home side got the opening 2 goals through Kieran Phillips inside 16 minutes. Jay Henderson played Phillips into the 18-yard box for him to round on loan Motherwell goalie Ashton Oxborough for County's first. And the second, a tidy finish from close range, teed up by Uchi Ikpeazu, who bullied Kyle Benedictus in the build-up. The Pars pulled one back on the half-hour mark when Callum Morrison's free kick sailed past Trevor Carson from the edge of the 18-yard box. It's been an all-action 45 minutes here in Dingwall, finally poised for the second half. Ross County 2, Dunfermline 1.
Thanks, Ian. Elsewhere in the Championship, Arbroath in third, leading Queen's Park by a goal to nil. Gavin Riley with the only goal of the game so far. Morton leading away to Ayr United. Aaron Comrie with a 3rd minute goal there for Ian Murray's side, so they have the advantage at Somerset Park. Things not going at all well for Scott Brown in their chase for the playoffs. It's looking less and less likely now. Raith Rovers 0, Airdrie 0, and as Ian's just told you, Ross County 2, Dunfermline 1. Into League 1, it's Alloa leading the league leaders, Inverness Cally Thistle by a goal to nil, a goal right on half time by Dewar. Cove Rangers 0, Hamilton Accies 2, Peterhead 0, Montrose 1, Queen of the South 2, East Fife 1, and Stennismuir, who'll be looking to take advantage of any lapses by Cally Thistle, sitting right behind them in second place. They lead by a goal to nil against the bottom side, Kelty Hearts. And in League 2, it's Clyde 0, Stranraer 0, Dumbarton 0, Annan Athletic 0, East Kilbride 2, Stirling Albion 0, Edinburgh City 0, Elgin City 2, and Forfar 1, Spartans 1. Spartans just having gone to the top of the table again in midweek when they won their game in hand over Forfar, actually, at home to Forfar. But East Kilbride threatening to go back above them if scores stay the same come full time. And that's you up to date with all the half-time scores.
Sports Sound. Live Scottish football lives here. Glorious! Here's Scotland take on Japan. We are returning to the World Cup! Next Saturday on BBC Radio Scotland and Sounds.
Only just got my voice back after that. Let's head back to Tynecastle for some of the thoughts of the guys who've been watching the fair. The league leaders 0 against Dundee 0. Alan Preston has just been watching that Kabori chance back on the screens in the studio here. It strikes me as a little bit similar to the one that he passed up against Aberdeen. I think he was actually closer in the one against Aberdeen, which drifted just wide. He was well off target with a really good opportunity today, and when you're in the position Hearts are in, you need your strikers to be taking those chances when they come their way.
Yeah, you do. A few and far between in this game, Alistair, this afternoon. You know, it was a long ball from the keeper, flicked on by Braga. Initially I thought he was offside, but he's not, and I think Rory touched on it. McCracken's well off his line, so he's just got I'm not saying a simple task, but a task to just lob it over the top of him. It is very similar to the Aberdeen one, but he made a mess of that one, but he made an even bigger mess of that one today. He's got to score. It's as simple as that. If you're going to try and win leagues, these chances, which are few and far between, have to go in, and it wasn't even close, I'm afraid. So the temptation has to be for Derek to think, right, how long can I get from Lawrence Shankland, because he'll give them such a lift. He would have scored that. I've got no two ways about it. He would have composed himself. You never ever think that Kabori's going to score when you see him one-on-one with a keeper or through with a chance like that. Unfortunately, he's not got the same class and composure that a Lawrence Shankland's got. But while he's still in the team, the players have got to help him and back him, and they do. They really do. His head hopefully doesn't go down. As we've seen against Aberdeen, he missed that chance and set up the only goal for Claudio Braga. So if he does stay on for the majority of the second half, they'll be hoping he can do something similar. But it's a real bad miss.
Yeah, I think he's, as you were saying in the first half, yet to convince many Hearts fans of his worth to the team. As for Dundee, Rory, they might have been ahead. That was a clever free kick work just at the very end of the half. They've been good value for being still in the game.
Yeah, I think they're good value. I think 0-0 is the story of the half. We've not had umpteen chances, and chances galore at both ends of the pitch. Braga, I was expecting to score as well. I'm looking forward to seeing that one back, actually. I don't know whether it's just a poor finish or
it's a poor finish. The challenge that comes in is after the shot's away. Hearts would probably have claimed for the penalty, but the challenge, it doesn't get anywhere near the ball. I think it's Luke Graham that makes the challenge, but the ball's virtually wide by the time he makes any connection. So it is just a poor finish in that one from Braga.
You wouldn't have expected that from Braga. You would fancy him every day of the week to stick that in the back of the net. Alan's saying Kabori's doesn't look confident in front of goal. That's something you could not level at Claudio Braga this season. But going back to Dundee, other than that chance, the free kick and Kabori's one, that is three chances. Hearts will be in there saying, look, we've not played at our best, we've not played great. I do still think there's a slight imbalance in the midfield at times. Be interesting to see if Derek McInnes, I don't think he'll make any half-time changes, but whether what he does as the match goes on, that may be dictated by how the game goes in terms of the scoreline. But Dundee will be happy enough. They had that chance towards the end. I think they can be a little bit cleaner in possession at times. I think they've invited Hearts onto them by giving the ball away needlessly, and I think they've got players who are capable of better. But overall, I think the structure's been good. They've got men behind the ball when they've had to. They've sprung an attack when they've had to. I feel a bit sorry for Hay at times. He's running along a lone furrow up there trying to win the ball back. He needs a little bit more support, but it is getting that balance between defence and attack. But I think Stephen Presley will be in there saying, look, if we can just be a little bit cleaner in possession, a little bit better in our decision making once we win the ball back in the middle third of the pitch to work our way through the thirds, there's absolutely no reason why we can't take something from this game.
Back underway at the Falkirk Stadium already for the second half, 1 apiece. It stands, and John Rankin, you were telling us, I think the 1-1's probably a fair representation of the game. But Barney Stewart, you were talking about the 17 goals he's got now, 8 for Dunfermline on loan first half of the season, 9 since he's returned to Falkirk, including 5 in his last 4. His rise, I know that you've been talking about it for a while now, but his rise, the way he has come onto a game in the Premiership second half of the season has been phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has, and even you can see the confidence is oozing out of him just now. Barney obviously came into the Championship last season. He was raw, he would run channels, he would flick it on. So when you're playing it onto him, he was fine, but when you're playing into him, he would be quite messy at times. But he seems to have tidied his game up. They can play into him, they can play onto him, and obviously they can play beyond with his pace and power. So he's certainly been good for Falkirk this afternoon. As I said, you can see him with confidence, and they want to play with him. Play into him and also play beyond, but at times he's got to put the St Mirren back 3 working them himself. So as I said at half time there, if he was here for the full season, he would have really liked to have seen how many goals he got. But I think going out to Dunfermline really benefited him, especially his form.
Absolutely, you definitely feel that confidence as much as anything else, getting the goals he did at East End Park, and Falkirk certainly benefiting from that now. They're making their way back out onto the field of play at Rugby Park, Kilmarnock against Livingston, and they're doing likewise at Tynecastle between Hearts and Dundee. So it's now time for us to rejoin our commentary team there. It's Alan Preston, Rory Loy and Kerry Nidsant.
Thanks, Al. This is a very, very big half of football for Heart of Midlothian Football Club. Both teams are back, ready to go, no changes. Hearts have been top of the table since the end of September. If they want to guarantee staying there, they need to find a goal. If this ends in a draw, their long stint at the top of the table could be ended if Celtic won by 3 goals at Tannadice tomorrow. There's a lots of ifs and wheres and wherefores amongst that, but Hearts will want to remove any doubt as we kick off here. Hearts going from left to right as we look on from the back of the Wheatfield. No changes means Hearts retains Schwoloff in goal, McEntee, Steinbender, Kent and McCart at the back, with Altena move forward into midfield alongside the returning Cammy Devlin, with Mark Leonard in there as well, and Braga, Kabore and Kizaridis up top for Hearts. Dundee unchanged, McCracken in goal, right Astley, Graham and Halliday, Hamilton and Robertson holding in the middle, Congreve, Wesley and Yogan, Ashley Hay up top. We've played 30 seconds of the second period live here on BBC Radio Scotland. 0-0 in the company of Rory Loy and Alan Preston. What can Hearts do about that scoreline? What can Dundee do about it as well? You sense that they might grow into the game the longer it stays this way. But here's Braga down the right hand side. He's not too far from the right hand corner flag, tight on the right hand touchline. Lovely touch, right footed cross, a good one looking for Kabore. Dundee get it away towards the edge of the area. Can Hearts get the shot away? They can't. Tony Yogan has it for Dundee. Mark Leonard's pressurising him. Dundee will try and play it out from the back. Dre Wright stabs it forward towards Ashley Hay. Dundee have done really well here. They've played it out to the right hand side. Halliday's touch isn't the best, but he gets it up towards Congreve over on that right hand side. Most of the pitch is in shade now, just a tiny slither of sun over on that right hand side as Dundee go from right to left as we look on. Even though the sky is bright with the sunshine, the floodlights are burning away above us as well. The scene is set here at Tynecastle, which is full. The Hearts fans expectant. They want to stay top of the table. If they want to guarantee that, the team's going to have to find the goal. I'm going to bring in a wonder stat from Rory Loy in a moment, because he's been looking at the last 0-0 between these two. It's a long time ago. The ball's gone out there, surely. Rory, let's have your wonder stat.
Well, 25 years ago. So I didn't want to say that before the match, Kerridine, because I didn't want to tempt fate. But there you go. Stephen Presley was playing for Hearts that day. Fingers crossed we can get some goal of some sort in this match today.
Yeah, there were a few Hearts directors and aficionados and Blazers wishing Stephen Presley all the best before kick-off. Former Hearts captain, of course, they were wishing him all the best for the rest of the season, just not today here at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, Dundee 0, and Jordi Altena has just nipped in front of Tony Yogan, who was sleeping there. Kabori takes a touch away towards Braga. Hearts will build into the Dundee half, just over halfway. Once again, 10 white jerseys back behind the ball as Dundee get back into their shape and in formation. They've frustrated Hearts for 48 minutes now. Hearts back inside their own half. Frankie Kent, the Hearts number 2, over to this right hand side to Oisin McEntee, but he has to go back to Kent. Kent playing alongside Steinbender, of course, because Craig Halkett, who was due to play and captain the side, hurt his back prior to kick-off. That meant a late change to the Hearts starting lineup, and it's been a bit of a disjointed display from Hearts ever since, albeit they have created by far and away the best chances, in particular Kabori, who should have scored just before the half-time interval. Referee says play on. Cammy Devlin wanted a foul there. Robertson, nothing doing, says the referee. Now can Congreve get on the end of this for Dundee? Has to slide down there. Well, that was a wasted opportunity from a Dundee point of view. The boos you're hearing are the Hearts fans' opinion of referee Don Robertson, Alan Preston.
I think the first one's a foul, Altena. I don't think the second one is on Devlin. Is it Devlin? I think it was, but certainly the first one's a foul.
0-0 here at Tynecastle, which is full of 18,827 people in the sunshine in Gorgie, in the nation's capital. Live on BBC Radio Scotland. Alan Preston, Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan with the commentary. Hearts trying to come forward down that right hand side, trying to build some pressure. Kabori will win a throw-in, or actually is it Dundee's throw-in? It is Dundee's throw-in, I beg your pardon. So Dre Wright pretends to take it quickly and then just waits for someone to offer for him.
You can see right at the start of the second half, Derek McInnes has sent Lauren Shankland out to warm up, and he's going through a rigorous warm up with Blair Spittle behind the goals there. So you would imagine won't be too long if it stays the same.
Yeah, Blair Spittle as an option. Surely Benny Beningame, if he's fit, is an option. The captain, the club captain Lauren Shankland, out for so long, he's also there. Good options for Derek McInnes should he require them, and he may well. But Claudio Braga now coming forward, left-footed long-range shot. Well, John McCracken makes the save. He just palms it out in front of himself. No real danger because Pierre-Landry Kabori couldn't get there quickly enough. Kabori applauds the effort from Braga. That's the first effort of the second period. We've played 50 minutes. It's Hearts 0, Dundee 0.
He's never going to beat McCracken from there, and he spills it a little bit, but all it does is takes the pace out of the ball.
Dundee trying to make hay down this right hand side. Finn Robertson just outside the area, goes onto his right foot, plays it across over two white shirted Dundee players racing onto that. One was Congreve, the other was Wesley. Down that right hand side, can they get the cross in? They can't, but the Dundee fans will applaud because that's the first corner of the second half and it's gone to the visitors.
Yeah, I mean, Dundee's corners and set plays so far, out with the opportunity they had right at the end of the first half, where it was a cleverly worked free kick and they got the shot and goal. Anything from the wider areas has been really poor. It's been cleared by the man in the front post. I think it's Mark Leonard. So, look, I think Congreve just needs to get it over and test the goalkeeper in the back line of Hearts.
I don't know what Devlin does. He takes himself right out of the game.
Here comes the corner kick whipped in. It's flicked by a Hearts player to the back post. Dundee will pick up. Dre Wright down near the corner flag on the left hand side. He thinks about a right-footed swing at it. Instead, Dundee go to the centre circle there. Push back. Halliday chips the ball forward, looking for Astley, who'd stayed up there for that corner from the back. Kabori just hooks it high over his shoulder. It's going to land at the feet of Claudio Braga. Lovely touch from him, and Hearts will break down that left-hand side over halfway. Leonard looks up, sees what his options are, has to just slow things down. Braga ran outside him. Good industry and endeavour from Braga. Back to Leonard. Hearts building towards the Dundee penalty area. That's where the ball is just now. Altena has his jersey tugged. Right-footed shot.
It's a foul
away by Dundee.
He's got to give the foul there.
Played on there. Alan Preston and many of the Hearts fans wanted a free kick.
Poor referee in that. He's got his back to go. He's getting his jersey pulled, and the referee doesn't give it. It's a free kick at the edge of the box. Really poor refereeing.
Hearts 0, Dundee 0. We play on. Looks like that change is going to come, is it? Potentially Hearts looking to make a change. Blair Spittle, I think it is over there, who's stripped. Dundee have the ball in the centre circle. That's a loose touch though from Ashley Hay. Nowhere near Joe Wesley. Hayes trying to win it back from Devlin. He gets a round of applause to Mark Leonard. Then out to the left hand side to Braga. Over on that left hand touchline is Kizaridis. He goes to the byline. Can he get the crossing? He wants a foul that isn't coming. Goal kick Dundee. Hearts 0, Dundee 0.
Yeah, it's not a foul. It's a really good defending. Strong defending from Brad Halliday. I don't know what Kizaridis is doing. I've got a feeling it might be Altena that comes off for Spittle. I just don't think the midfield three have looked in sync all day. It's a bit harsh on him. He's not been overly bad. Devlin and Leonard, though, I just didn't see them coming off. It is Altena, so we'll wait and see if Spittle can bring a little bit more of a spark. I don't think he'll get the biggest cheer.
No, I think Roger Kabore going off for Shankland's the obvious one.
Double substitution with Lawrence Shankland coming on as well as Blair Spittle. Interesting, Alan.
Yeah, Spittle's got a goal in him. You know, Altena, he's done away all right, just all right, I would say. But getting Lawrence Shankland back on the pitch, giving the captain's armband from Cammy Devlin, fans will be delighted to see him back. I'll give the place a lift if nothing else.
Well, this is a big moment in Hearts season. Surely on comes Lawrence Shankland. The armband is given to him by Cammy Devlin. Lawrence Shankland last played and last scored against Falkirk in the Scottish Cup on January the 17th. He's been out with a hamstring issue since then. It is a massive boost to Hearts, not just for this game, but for the rest of the season. Dundee, though, they have possession of the football. Is there a foul over there on that right-hand side? There is, and the Hearts fans are absolutely furious. So
the referee can't see that. There's players in his way. The assistant's not giving it.
Must be speaking to him, Alan. That's the only thing I can think, is that they can communicate with each other, because I don't think Don Robertson had any interest in giving it.
But the referee, if the assistant thinks it's a foul, Rory, he puts his flag up. It's as simple as that. Then it lets the whole stadium know there's a decision made.
Dundee have the free kick over on that right-hand side. It's very close to that right-hand touchline. It's midway inside the Hearts half. Cammy Congreve is just placing the ball on the exact blade of grass that he wants. It's right there on the fringe of where the sun and the shade is, underneath the main stand. In comes the free kick. It's a good one, but the goalkeeper has eyes on it. Schwoloff does really well and bowls the ball out towards Braga. He can't quite get there. That's good defending. In fact, it's excellent defending from Halliday, because he's not just won the ball back, he's kept a counter-attack going. Halliday on his right foot thinks about a right-footed shot. It's deflected. It's hacked clear by Hearts. Should fall to Dre Wright for Dundee. Braga just getting to his feet below us. Yogan down this left-hand side. It's on his right foot. A step over. Tries to deliver the ball in. It'll be a corner to Dundee. And once again, the Dundee fans are on their feet to acclaim their fourth corner of the match.
Yeah, I tell you what, I watched Brad Halliday at Celtic Park and he was a standout. He's been a standout again today. He's done really, really well. He's aggressive, he's disciplined, his timing of his tackle's good, and the ball comes out to Yogan. Why Hamilton comes across and blocks his area and his space, I'm not quite sure. He pulls Devlin across and Yogan ends up skipping by his man, only for Devlin to get in the way and put out for a corner.
There's nothing in the game, absolutely nothing in it. Go either way.
Dundee
Braga's struggling though, Kerry. You look at Braga's toiling there.
Oh, not the words that Hearts fans want to hear. The referee is just telling some of the substitutes to get behind the goal line before this Dundee corner can be taken by Finn Robertson. It's from the left-hand side, so he'll swing it in right-footed. Dundee have everyone forward, and one of the Hearts players has landed on his backside.
Well, he did put his hands up, I have
Mark
to
Leonard.
say, Ashley Hay, and he did make contact with him. Whether it's enough for it to be a red card, I highly doubt it, but he did raise his hands to his chest, it looked like to me, and did give him a bit of a shove.
So Ashley Hay is getting a talking to from referee Don Robertson, as is Mark Leonard, who was the one that was shoved. And Dundee still wait to take this corner kick. Finn Robertson being very patient. Corner kick to Dundee. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. Robertson with this corner kick. Here it comes now, right-footed, decent ball in, and it's headed away towards the edge of the area. Still Dundee have it through Congreve, but is he robbed there? The Hearts players getting each other's way. There's a counter-attack on here from Hearts. Well, there's a yellow card.
The referee's had one again. Hearts are breaking away. He's been playing advantages all afternoon. Leonard's away. Yeah, he has been, but he's been playing an advantage all day. There's an advantage there where Leonard's away on the left hand side into the Dundee half, and he blows up. What is the referee on?
Alan Preston not happy. Many of the Hearts fans in this ground not happy. The scoreline is Hearts 0, Dundee 0. I think it's goalless as well at Fir Park. Lee Miller?
It certainly is. I'd love to be able to tell you about some goalmouth action, but there's been virtually nothing. A half chance for Massiminice start of the second half, and possibly a half chance for McGrath. It was well blocked, but apart from that, there's nothing much happening. There's a good bit of combination play with Slattery, Justin Watt, and tidy on the ball, Barlasa and Chawaya. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. They're tidy and they've put out a lot of fires in the midfield, but apart from that, there's nothing really to report.
Thanks, Lee. Miguel Chaiwa, yep, that'll do for me. 58 minutes played here. It's just coming to the boil, you sense this one. A few tackles have been flying in. There was the yellow card for Congreve, and the referee could arguably should have played advantage. 0-0 at Tynecastle between the league leaders and Dundee, the team who last won on this ground in the top flight. Falkirk, of course, won on penalties in the Scottish Cup. As Braga now is potentially in here on his left foot, just inside the area. He's taking too long there, he's tackled. It's a really good tackle as well from Halliday, and he's just won the ball back. He's having a great game, isn't he? Terrific stuff from Halliday. He was signed in January from Bradford on a 2.5-year deal, and now then there's some sorting out to be done by the referee.
He's got to get booked for the initial tackle, surely.
That's Ethan Hamilton, the Dundee captain, has gone in on Devlin, I think it was.
It has to, but you know what, well, let's wait and see if he does book him.
Don't think so.
I mean,
free kick taken quickly, too quickly for the referee. And the Hearts fans are even more furious.
He's furious with both sets of fans, he's making them furious.
I mean, Brad Halliday, he's the one that's having a great game. Ethan Hamilton grabs him, holds on to him a bit longer, and then drags him to the ground.
I don't think the referee, honestly think the referee's lost the plot.
Free kick to Hearts inside Dundee territory, just outside the centre circle, over on the left hand side. We'll get to Falkirk in a minute, where there's been a goal, but this free kick has been taken short, chipped into the penalty area. It's harmlessly by the Hearts fans are furious. Goal kick to Dundee. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. There's been a goal at Falkirk, John Rankin.
Yes, it's a goal, and it's for St Mirren. Initially my thought was it was offside. It's a cross comes into the box, it's a free kick comes into the box, and it's Miguel Freckleton again, but it looks as if St Mirren attackers at the wrong side of the Falkirk players. They block them and Freckleton runs on and headers it. Whether he's offside or not, I'm not 100% sure, but there's certainly bodies in the offside position, so we're waiting for VAR to confirm whether it's a goal. But as it stands just now, it's 2-1 to St Mirren.
St Mirren then coming from behind. Dundee are at 0-0 with Hearts, but they're attacking just now. Robertson pulls the ball back, and that's just been a needless concession of a corner kick from Steinbender. I think he was trying to pass it to a teammate, but it's gone straight out the park, and Dundee will have another corner, their 5th of the game.
They look a little bit uncertain.
There's going to be a substitution as well. Charlie Riley, we understand, coming on for Dundee. I don't think it will be before this corner kick. Cottrell, we think, coming on, not Charlie Riley, I beg your pardon. So let's get this corner out the way first of all.
You'll look at Ashley at the back. Ashley with Braga, it's a mismatch for height and power.
In comes the corner from Dundee, headed away by
every time
Lawrence Shankland, his first meaningful contribution to the match, the Hearts captain, since he's come on. Dundee though still have the ball down the right hand side as Congreve onside. He is at the moment. In comes across from Congreve, headed away by Frankie Kent outside the penalty area. Can Braga get the ball away? Lovely touch from him. Second touch isn't too bad either, trying to get it to Spittle. Dre Wright though tries to let the ball go out. I think it did go out, so Dundee will have a throw in. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 2 is a confirmed score there at the Falkirk Stadium. That goal stands, so St Mirren have come from behind to lead at the Falkirk Stadium. No goals here at Tynecastle. We've played 61.5 minutes. Kilmarnock 1 at Livingston 0, the last we heard there. Derek Ferguson still 1-0, Kelly?
Yes, it is, but it's one-way traffic. As it's Livingston absolutely dominating the second half. Should have levelled in 54 minutes. Kabongolo again a header. This time it was only 6-7 yards out. A glaring chance. Don't know how he put it past, but the Kelly fans, they're reacting to it. They're certainly not happy. But one-way traffic in this second half. Livy on top, but the deciding factor is that Livingston are still a goal behind, so they need to find a way back into this game.
double substitution coming here for Dundee. Halliday is going off.
He's been excellent. He's been arguably their best player for me. I think he's been really good. If it is him going off, is it?
No, I think it's Tony Yogan's number went up.
Oh, was it Yogan?
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say Kerry.
I looked like he was sort of shaking hands and going off.
Wesley
and Yogan.
Wesley,
not Halliday.
Wesley and Yogan going off. And who's coming on? Riley and Cottrell coming on for Dundee. So Charlie Riley and Joe Cottrell will come on after 62.5 minutes with the score Hearts 0, Dundee 0. What impact can they make from the bench? We've already seen, of course, Hearts going to the bench as well to bring on Lawrence Shankland and Blair Spittle.
It's a bit of a makeshift backline for Hearts. They have looked a little bit nervy at times, as you'd expect, given the circumstances. I just wonder how long you wait before you take Hay off, who's been out for a wee while, and bring Murray on just to pester the life out of them and try and get the ball off them and create an opportunity and try and force a mistake.
Liam Donnelly, we're hearing, with the second goal for St Mirren, who lead by 2-1 at the Falkirk Stadium. Here at Tynecastle, Hearts 0, Dundee 0. 63.5 minutes played live on BBC Radio Scotland with Rory Loy, Alan Preston and Kerry Nitz, and it's also goalless at Fir Park between Motherwell and Hibs. Kilmarnock 1, Livingston 0, as we heard recently from
Nobody going long for Hearts at all. All the Hearts players want to come short, or someone's going to have to spin over the top. There's a big hole over Dre Wright for Braga or someone to just spin into.
The league leaders frustrated at the moment by Dundee. Hearts 0, Dundee 0. Braga's done well though to pinch the ball back there. Lawrence Shankland's getting involved. He has his jersey pulled by Ethan Hamilton, the Dundee captain.
Another foul from Ethan Hamilton. Another time the referee's got a chance to book him for persistent fouling, and then once again the referee doesn't.
Yeah, I think it goes beyond persistent. I mean, that again is so cynical, Alan, in a dangerous position for Hearts now. I'm not advocating that players get booked willy-nilly, but at the same time, the last one was 100% a foul. A yellow card, and that there is a yellow card as well.
We'll go for a goal at Dingwall in just a second. Hearts with this dangerous looking free kick on 64.5 minutes. 0-0 here. Leonard is over it. Dundee have everybody back. Can Hearts find the breakthrough here? Leonard, right-footed, goes for goal. It's easy for the goalkeeper. Well, it's very ambitious shooting from there. Ian Olds, what about your goal?
Dunfermline back on level terms, Carradine, and it's been coming as well. That Neil Lennon team talk at the half-time interval has done the work for the Pars. Tidy work from Robbie Fraser and Charlie Gilmore. Fraser down the left-hand side, teed up Andrew Todd, and from close range he tapped in. Ross County 2, Dunfermline 2.
Good comeback from Neil Lennon, Scottish Cup semi-finalist, back from 2 down to draw 2 each at Ross County. We'd be quite happy with just a single goal here at Tynecastle. It's 0-0, but can Ashley Hay do something about that for Dundee just now? He can't, because the ball forward was just too long, too much juice on it, and it's all the way through to Alexander Shvolov. There's a few murmurs of discontent around Tynecastle, where we've played 65.5 minutes and still we await the opening goal. There's not been a massive amount of chances in this second half either, but Braga trying to do something about that just now. Now Lawrence Shankland looks up, chips the ball to the back post. Kizaridis was there, but Shankland couldn't find him. Hearts trying to build up a head of steam here. Shankland takes it on his chest just on the edge of the area, tries to play the 1-2. Good defending by Dundee, really good from him, and now they'll break away across halfway with Hamilton. Ethan Hamilton has Oisin McEntee for company. He's just about kept possession. He wants a foul, Hamilton. It's not going to come. It'll be a throw in to Hearts, and Oisin McEntee gets a huge round of applause from the entirety of the Wheatfield stand around us.
But that's the first time that there's been a run into the corner there. It's Braga that makes it. Shankland goes short, Braga goes long, McEntee puts it into the corner, and Hearts get up the park. It's all too pedestrian at the moment.
Benny Beningame is going to come on for Hearts, so he'll be the latest to join the fray as Hearts try and come forward just now, but Dundee will cut that out and try and play through midfield with their captain Ethan Hamilton. Some decent football from Dundee, but they go back the way Halliday's going to be put under pressure by Kiziridis, who's done really well, but it'll be a throw-in to Dundee over in that far corner. Al Lamont can update us with scores elsewhere.
Yeah, the only second half goal in the top flight has been that Liam Donnelly header to make it 2-1 to St Mirren at Falkirk. 0-0 Hearts Dundee and Motherwell Hibs. 1-0 Killie against Livingston. Still in the Championship. Arbroath still 1-0 against Queen's Park, as is Ayr United 0, Morton 1. Wraith have equalised against Airdrie, 1 apiece there. 2-2 as we've heard at County Dunfermline. Inverness Calithistle equalised away to Alloa, 1-1. Cove 1, Accies 2. Peterhead 0, Montrose 1. Queens 2, East Fife 2. Stennismuir 1, Kelty 0. And in League 2, Clyde 2, Stranraer 0. Dumbarton 2, Annan 0. East Kilbride 3, Stirling Albion 1. Edinburgh City 0, Elgin 3. And 4-1, Spartans 1.
That is you right up to date with the scores across the country. Here at Tynecastle, the league leaders' Hearts are being held to a goalless draw by Dundee. We've nearly played 68 minutes. We're hearing that a couple of substitutions are going to be made. We think that Scott Wright might be coming on for Dundee and Benny Beningame for Hearts. We'll see if they materialise.
You think Beningame for Devlin? You know, he's been out a couple of months. He's played 60 odd minutes, 70 minutes almost. He looks tired. His socks are down at his ankles, which happens quite a lot with him, but you would think you'd need to get him off.
It's interesting to see as well. Scott Wright came on at Celtic Park and played through the middle and actually did pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see whether it's Congreve and Scott Wright plays in his more natural right wing position, or whether he actually goes up front for Ashley Hay.
The Dundee goalkeeper John McCracken clears right-footed up towards halfway, where Leonard nods it down to Cammy Devlin. Hearts have the ball in their own half. It's not where they want it. They want to be up the other end of the park. We're approaching the final 21 minutes of the match. It's still goalless here at Tynecastle. Live on BBC Radio Scotland as Lawrence Shankland nods it down to Braga. Blair Spittle has options out on this right-hand side through Oisin McEntee. Right-footed, he delivers across to the back post. Braga's under it, looking for it, nods it back across goal, but it goes outside the box. Long range shot comes in and it's just wide, but it's deflected surely away for a corner kick to Hearts. Much better from them. It was Leonard with the shot deflected away for the Hearts corner.
Yeah, I think they just try and get the ball forward quicker if they can. It's all, as I said earlier, pedestrian at the back, nice and easy, allowing Dundee to get back into their shape, which have been excellent. Dundee, I've got to say, their team shape's been spot on. But get the ball quicker forward, play on the second ball if you can.
Looks like Dundee are going to make more than one substitution across there. Meantime, Hearts corner on this right hand side. It's floated to the back post and it's cleared to the edge of the area to Blair Spittle. Left footed shot from Spittle, palmed away by the goalkeeper. Still Hearts pressure there. Leonard's inside the box. Can he play it back to Kiziridis? Still Hearts have it just outside the Dundee box. Spittle right footed cross to the back post. Shankland shot's deflected towards the top right hand corner. McCracken makes the save. Frankie Kent was wanting a penalty. He felt that his jersey was being held. VAR may have a look at that one. Meantime, the goalkeeper is allowed to play on, so it looks like that may have been cleared by VAR. We'll wait a confirmation of that. Dundee will play on. Yeah, they may be checking it still in the background.
So. I don't think it is. I think that when you look at Kent, there's not a big objection from him. I think it's just two players coming together at the back post.
70 minutes on the clock at Tynecastle. Hearts, the league leaders, 0. Dundee 0. If they want to win this title, they don't want to start shipping points at home. Hearts, remember, in their last 6, they've won 3 and lost 3, so they've picked up 9 of the last 18. They will want to take all 3 here today, particularly at home, where they've been so good for so long this season, unbeaten in 15. Here come the Dundee substitutions. Rory, what do you make of this, with Murray and Wright both coming on?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I think it's fresh legs. Murray will probably go and play through the middle. I wasn't sure Murray was coming on. I think it's the right decision from Stephen Presley. He looks a little bit tired, and I think Murray will give the back four of Hearts a torrid time, although Hearts are starting to get a little bit momentum and get back on top in this game, and Congreve's going off for Scott Wright, so I think it'll just be like for like. Scott Wright on the right hand side, Simon Murray through the middle.
So a double change for Dundee.
Riley's switching to the right hand side and Scott Wright will play on the left.
Scott Wright and Simon Murray. Now, anyone who knows their football might just remember that Simon Murray scored the only goal of the game here back in April, which is the last time any team has won in the Premiership on this ground. He's on field, he's just come on, 71.5 minutes. Hearts nil, Dundee nil. Hearts trying to build up a head of steam, though. They're trying to put pressure on Dundee, who've resisted well up until now. Lawrence Shankland, his first game since way back in January, the cup tie against Falkirk, when he also scored a penalty that day. Devlin's also back for Hearts. They've been boosted by the return of those two, but the performance hasn't quite been there yet for the league leaders, who want a free kick, but referee's happy to play on. It's on halfway. Hearts have the ball. Dundee have everyone back in their defensive shape. The clock ticks past 72 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle. Kiziridis and Hearts go back to Steinbender on halfway. The urgency from the fans. They want the ball to come forward. They also want a little bit more quality from the home side.
I've got to say, I think Dundee have been excellent, Rory, the way that they move side to side. Their shape, difficult to break through. The full-backs have been tight. When the ball's on opposite side, they're tucking in. It's been a good performance from Dundee so far.
Here come Hearts, played towards Kiziridis. Back post comes in, chance here, and Braga goes down. Corner kick has been awarded. Braga wondered whether he might get a little bit more, but it'll be a corner to Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, the quality from Spittle, and Altena's come in, expected to play fullback today. He's come in, he's played in midfield. You know, you don't want to be too harsh on him, but that is the little bit extra. That's a wonderful ball in from Spittle, but I have to say, it's not a penalty kick. It's a great tackle from Astley.
Corner kick has been taken short. Blair Spittle has it, but midway inside the Hearts half. Now it's back in a wide position. In comes the cross for Hearts. Up go the heads. It's a Dundee head that gets it away. Chance for McCart. Plays it back there to Devlin. Wasn't the best ball. Blair Spittle about 30 yards from goal centrally. Instead goes wide left to Kiziridis. Right-footed cross header by a Dundee player, and Dundee are scrambling to get the ball away. It's a substitute, Scott Wright, who concedes yet another corner kick. This is a big spell of Hearts home pressure.
It is, but they're still. McCracken's had what? There's a shot from well out, palmed away. They need to put more pressure on if they can. The set-up, there was a chance here for Jamie McCarthy. Set it back for a strike, just didn't quite get it, but he's on at the back post. If they can overhit this corner, I think it might be Steinbender or Jamie McCart actually at the back.
In comes the corner.
Here he comes.
From Leonard to McCart. He nods it back. Dundee get the ball just to the edge of the area. Then right-footed Dre Wright hoofs it away into the main stand. Throw in to Dundee. 74 minutes played. Still it's goalless at Tynecastle. Throw-ins taken quickly. Blair Spittle tries to get it into the box. That's pretty aimless, but it might come to Braga. Oh, he was only a couple of inches away from turning Spittle's bad ball into a good one, but it went straight to the goalkeeper, and Dundee have it in their back line, still 0-0.
Yeah, Hearts, 15 minutes left. They're in a title race. You know, they've still got plenty of time to get that winning goal. They need to be a bit of urgency about their performance, but not desperation.
Here come Dundee. Ball into the Hearts penalty to Murray, who just lofts his right boot under the ball and tries to chip it towards the top right-hand corner. The execution wasn't quite there, but what was interesting was the Dundee overload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players forward as Dundee were trying to nick a goal there. It didn't come, and that's why with 75 minutes now played, we're into the last 15 minutes, and it remains the league leaders Hearts 0, Dundee 0. Devlin stabs the ball forward towards Braga, who gets there, but Dundee will pick up. Finn Robertson just lobs the ball high into the air. Hearts will pick up there, and Scott Wright is surely fouled. Stamped on Leonard. Is that a stamp? It's a yellow card straight away for Scott Wright, who's just come on. Oh, I beg your pardon, was it Riley?
Wings, yeah, Charlie Riley. The switch. Scott Wright's come on the left-hand side, switch straight away.
Good shout. Now, is this Benny Beningame coming on for Cammy Devlin? I think it is, Alan.
Yeah, and it's the right choice. You know, Cammy Devlin's been out 8-9 weeks, whatever. He's done well. He's got that in the tank. 75 minutes. Beningame will come on now. Just replace him. It's a bit of cramp for a Dundee player.
Is there a goal in this game? Dundee, you sense, would be reasonably happy, maybe even very happy with a point. Hearts absolutely would not. 76 minutes played.
It's there for both teams. It really is. It's been a relatively even match, I would say. Dundee are still very much in the game. They can go away and get the 3 points. It's Finlay Robertson with cramp.
Yeah. The rest of the squad will have him to thank on Tuesday when they're doing their running session, Alan. Can't be cramping up after 67 minutes.
I don't think he's played that much recently.
76.
You know, but he's done well. Honestly, I think Dundee have been. I think Dre Wright. Every time I see Dre Wright playing left back, I've watched him at St Johnstone and Hibs. He was a right midfield player. He just seems to settle in seamlessly.
Is that Callum Jones coming on for Dundee? I think he has, with Finn Robertson going off. In comes the Hearts. Free kick now to the back post. Up goes the head. Goal, Hearts! Oisin McEntee breaks the deadlock for Hearts. The free kick was floated to the back post. A powerful header from Oisin McEntee. It's the moment the Hearts fans came for at Tynecastle. It's a crucial goal you sense in the race for the title. It's Oisin McEntee. It's Hearts 1, Dundee 0.
And I've been saying it, they're set plays, and Derek had a go at it this week, saying, we need to do better at them because they are the best in the league. But it's a good ball in from Leonard, and there's Oisin McEntee. He's always round the back, he's always on his own, and he's really aggressive in there. It's a brilliant header. McCracken gets a hand to it, can't keep it out into the back of the net. 1-0. What a massive goal that could be.
It's a huge goal in the complexion of this title race, in the way the top of the table looks. Nicely flighted free kick from Leonard, a really powerful header from Oisin McEntee. The Dundee marking wasn't brilliant. The Dundee keeper John McCracken, as Alan aptly describes, got his left hand to the ball, but he couldn't keep it out of the top corner. Oisin McEntee has picked a brilliant time to get his third goal of the season. It's Hearts 1, Dundee 0. Tynecastle's absolutely bouncing on 78 minutes. And Derek Ferguson has been a goal at Kilmarnock.
Yeah, a goal against the run of play, and it's a goal for Kilmarnock. And delighted for him. It's a call up. The young man, Finlay Curtis, got his call up for Scotland, and he's got his goal. Brilliant from Hugo down that right hand side. His burst of pace was immense, leaving the Livy back four for dead. And then as he squared that, he still had a bit of work to do, but he kept a calm head, and Finlay Curtis gets his goal. So he's celebrating his Scotland call up. But it's been all Livingston in this second half. They just rattled the post. Moments before that, Lewis Smith rattled the post. So I think big Marvin Bartley's looked absolutely sick down there. So it's at the moment Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 0.
Well, Livingston, you sense that might be the result that condemns them to go down. Dundee will pick up a free kick. Leonard just dilly-dallying on the ball. Dundee want to take it quickly. What a difference a goal makes. With 11 minutes to go, Tynecastle's absolutely bouncing. However, what they don't want is a quick Dundee equaliser. Mark Leonard's been booked. Dundee have a free kick. It's very central. It's right in the middle of Hearts' half.
Yeah, Mark Leonard's been booked for doing once what Ethan Hamilton's done about 5 times and not been booked. But yeah, Dundee now need to. It's such a poor goal for Dundee to lose. It really is. You see it in the big screen there. I'm twisting my neck to try and see it, but it's a good ball into the box, no doubt about it. But Mark Leonard, but he's standing right 6 yards out, puts it into the net. It'll be disappointing for having defended so well all day, that type of goal to concede.
This is a difficult one. It's a straight ball. Halliday's coming in.
Dundee take the free kick. The cross comes in just now. Hearts trying to avoid conceding the corner. Dundee trying to get a quick equaliser here. There'll be a long throw in over from the right hand side. Is that Halliday who's gone over to take it for Dundee? In comes a throw in into the Hearts penalty area. Hearts are trying to get the ball away. Comes to a Dundee head chance for Simon Murray. Can he get his shot away? Murray's still there. Lots of bodies around it. It's around the penalty spot.
Back.
Shot comes in. It's cleared away. Is that going to be a corner kick if it goes out? Dundee will keep the ball in play though. Can they get the cross in? Can Dundee? Well, I think they might have won a corner kick. The Hearts fans aren't happy with that. Will be yet another corner for Dundee. Charlie Riley did well down there.
That was what you call a stramash.
Corner kick to Dundee. Callum Jones, who's come on as a substitute, will take it for Dundee. We're into the last 9 minutes of the match. Hearts leading by a goal to 0. In comes the corner, headed away by Frankie Kent. Dre Wright tries to play the ball back in. The ball's on the edge of the Hearts penalty area. Kizarides fouled there by Kizarides, barging into him after he played the ball.
Yeah, he does. He turns his back, Kizarides, on Dre Wright, and he just barges right into him as Dre Wright plays the ball. It's a free kick. But again, it's very square, very central, Rory. You've got to try and, if they can, knock it wide and bring it in from an angle.
Dundee behind in the game. They have another free kick, though. It's pretty much in exactly the same place as it was a couple of minutes ago. Slap bang in the middle of Hearts' half. Callum Jones, who's just come on, is over it.
His body language tells you he's going to shoot.
I think he's hitting it, I'll agree with you.
Jones right-footed, it's long, it's very, very ambitious from that range. That was all of 35 yards or so. It was a decent connection, but it sailed over the crossbar, and Hearts and their goalkeeper Alexander Sholoff were very happy to see that effort go by into the middle of the stand, and that's why after 82 minutes at a jubilant Tynecastle, it's Hearts 1, Dundee 0, and the Hearts fans are singing "We shall not be moved." Alan Preston, once again 1-0 to the Hearts.
Yeah, but it's still 10 minutes, 8 minutes plus whatever added on. There'll be a few minutes added on for the physios on in the second half. Long way to go in this game. Dundee are very much in it. I think they've played their part. They have. Dundee, they look, every time I see Dundee, I would say since the first maybe 7-8 games, Stephen Presley getting his own stamp on it, I think they've been really good in this season. They've good value to stay in the league and to possibly be the best side in Dundee. You just never know.
Dundee trying to come forward just now down the right hand side. That's a poor ball forward though, and Simon Murray's not happy.
I don't disagree with Alan, but in days like today you just want a wee bit more in the final third for Dundee. You really do. They've been disciplined, they've done well. Hamilton's got about the pitch and broke things up in terms of winning the ball back, but when we constantly talk about Congreve, about Yogan, about Hay, about Danda, about Murray, there's times where you just want a little bit more quality, because for all they've been in the game, I don't think they've looked like scoring, Dundee.
Yeah, they've had that free kick in the first half, but I think when I seen them early on in the season, and I thought, oof, they could go down, they could certainly go down.
They've certainly improved,
and they've been really good under Stephen, and he's getting his message across. I agree with you, not created a lot today, but you only need that one chance. If Harley conceded a lot today either, Hearts have hardly had a chance.
Islam Chesnikov's going to come on for Hearts, who lead by a goal to 0 with just 6 and a bit minutes of the regulation, 90 left, and they're coming forward down the left hand side now with Kizaridis. Shankland's in the middle, can he find them? It's just beyond Shankland, spins, turns, shoots. The goalkeeper makes a low diving save to his left hand side. Shankland puts his hand up in apology as if to say I could and should have done better there, but the ball was just behind him. He was stretching for it, and it remains Hearts 1, Dundee 0. And Hearts, well, they've won their last 3 Premiership home games 1-0. They last won 4 at home in the Premiership in a row without conceding back in March 2016. They would absolutely take another 1-0 win, because that would be another precious step towards what they hope will be the first championship, top flight championship for them in 66 years. Here they come forward now, and Braga just can't quite get on the end of it, and it remains Hearts 1, Dundee 0. An update from Derek Ferguson at Kilmarnock.
Yes, got even worse for Livy. They're down to 10 men. Kabongolu denying Curtis Finlay a goal scoring opportunity, clearly hauling him back. The referee initially gives a yellow card. He's asked by VAR to go over the monitor, has another look, and yeah, certainly was a red card. So Kelly 2-0 in the lead, and now facing 10 men, Livy, who are really struggling now at the moment after dominating for most part. So looks as if it's going one way here.
Double substitution for Hearts with Forrest and Chesnikov coming on. Claudio Braga is one of the players going off.
Kizaridis, I would imagine. Yeah.
What do you reckon to that, Al?
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. When Braga, he doesn't know anything other than to just work his socks off. And Kizaridis, class to deceive at times. He's certainly not hitting the heights he was early on in the season, that's for sure. Chesnikov's on. Is it Forrest that's coming on?
Yeah, we think Forrest coming on, and Chesnikov.
To think that Forrest wasn't even stripped at about 23.
Good point, yes. Craig Halkett hurting his back prior to the warm-up, meaning that Steinwender took his place in the team, meaning that Alan Forrest made it to the bench, and now he's made it to the pitch for the last 5 minutes of this match, in which Hearts lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, it could be the most unexpected win bonus of his life.
Win bonus and appearance money.
Hearts are leading by a goal to 0. John Rankin, what's happening at the Falkirk Stadium?
Still 2-1 to St Mirren here. There's been a chance for both sides. Lundalo went down the side and put a Younger through 1-on-1, but he was coming in from the side, and he's got Alan Campbell racing into the 6-yard box. He could have squared it, and Alan Campbell's got a tap in, didn't do so.
Simon Murray's through here. Is the offside flag going to come? Still Simon Murray
at some
inside
point.
The box.
He's offside a country mile.
Here comes the flag now.
Not even close. This is what I don't get when that's so blatantly obvious. He's 5 yards offside and they have to play on. I just don't get it, Kerry. And it's so blatant as that. Someone could get injured. Just don't. It's a nonsense.
Hearts 1, Dundee 0, 86 and a half minutes played. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 2, Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 0, Motherwell 0, Hibs 0. The other scores across the Premiership. Rangers against Aberdeen, of course, is a 17:45 kick-off. 5:45 for that one. 12:30 tomorrow for Dundee United Celtic. And once again, the big Glasgow team will be playing catch-up on Hearts if things stay as they are at the moment, because Hearts lead by a goal to nil. They're extending their lead at the top of the table. They're ticking down the matches. Just 7 to come after this one. 3 minutes of the regulation 90 are left. Hearts are a goal to the good. Live on BBC Radio Scotland with Rory Loy, Alan Preston and me, Kerr Units, and Dundee trying to pick up, but they've just played the ball out of the park through Callum Jones.
The difference that Lawrence Shanklin makes, comes up to him and he doesn't win the ball necessarily, but he does enough to put the defender off to the point where Hearts can retain possession or keep the ball. Kabore at times, as much as he tries hard, he's just instinctive wise, his touch, his positioning, it's just off slightly, and Shanklin, since he's come on, has made a big difference.
Dundee should get a free kick here.
Mark Leonard has to be careful. He was booked 5 minutes ago.
The visitors, all in white, take it quickly. The maroon jerseys try to funnel back in defence, but Gray Wright will not be able to keep that in, and that's absolutely delightful to see from a Hearts point of view. Lots of ironic cheers from the fans around us in the back of the Wheatfield stand. The Hearts ultras behind John McCracken's goal. They had a brilliant view of that Oisin McEntee powerful header with 12 minutes to go. That's still the difference between the sides. They're jumping up and down and literally banging the drum for their side, who will remain at the top of the table. They're 1-0 ahead here. The live table shows Hearts on 66 points, 5 better than Celtic, who play tomorrow, 6 better than Rangers, who kick off against Aberdeen at 5:45. 1-0 to the Hearts. Once again, back in George Graham's day, it used to be 1-0 to the Arsenal. Well, Hearts have taken over that title for sure as they try and play the ball out here. They want a throw in. Lawrence Shanklin, the returning Hearts captain, can't quite believe it's been given to Dundee, and they just play the ball away, but not very far, and they're frantically defending near their own corner flag. Gray Wright just puts his right boot through the ball. We're into the final minute of the 90. There's going to be 4 added. Dundee will pick up through Charlie Riley, can't get the ball under control, and that's why he's tackled really well by the goal scorer Oisin McEntee. Lawrence Shanklin gets it on his right foot. He has Blair Spittle offering, chips it to the back post. A couple of Hearts players are there. One is Kizididis. He can't quite get there because Luke Graham's defended that brilliantly for Dundee, and the ball will just run out for a throw in to Hearts, and in absolutely no hurry to take it whatsoever, because with 89 and a half minutes played, they still lead by that Oisin McEntee header to nil.
Yeah, Dundee just can't get the ball, they can't get up the pitch, but I did say that last Sunday with 84 minutes on the clock, Kerridine.
The ball's played into the Dundee area. It's hooked away by Dundee at the expense of a Hearts throw-in, not far away from the halfway line. In fact, it's right in front of the onlooking Dundee manager Stephen Pressley, who's motioning to his players that he needs the ball up the other end of the park, because the 90 minutes have come and gone exactly now. We're into 4 minutes of time added on, with Hearts holding on to a precious 1-0 lead. Oisin McEntee with the headed goal. Lawrence Shanklin has the ball down at the corner flag. We're hearing Ross County are down to 10 men. Last we heard it was 2 apiece there, as Dundee will try and launch a counter-attack here. Simon Murray takes a good touch. Scott Wright's offering himself on the right-hand side. Riley keeps going for Dundee. Surely he's fouled there, yes. Be a free kick to Dundee, midway inside the Hearts half, and a booking for Frankie Kent. Oh, it's a second yellow for Frankie Kent. Well, Frankie Kent will play no further part in this match, and for the last 3.5 minutes of stoppage time, Hearts will be down to 10 men. A second yellow for Frankie Kent for the challenge on Charlie Riley. He's motioning, shrugging his shoulders to say, as if to say, I'm not entirely sure why that was a yellow card, but he's trudging off the park. Hearts, a goal to the good, but a man down.
Yeah, it looked it to me. No complaints with that one.
Not dissimilar to his first one, Alan.
Yeah, very much so. So Hearts are going to have to reshuffle. Steinben and McCart, possibly someone going into left back. Will it be Forrest? McCart going into centre half. They're going to have to do something.
Well, is there late drama here at Tynecastle? The hosts are a goal to the good, but they're down to 10 men. Dundee have played the free kick forward. Goalkeeper comes and punches for it, it's fall off. Gets his right fist to the ball, and Dundee will try and return it. They've not played it particularly well, though. It's out for a throw into Dundee across on that far side. That's maybe the goalkeeper's barged into one of his own players there. It's a head knock, says the goalie.
Yeah, it's Mark Leonard who's down.
It's exactly what you want from your goalkeeper at this stage, though. Come and just clean everybody out, get a good connection on it. Shankland's applauding his goalkeeper. Leonard just has to take one on the head for the team there.
It ended at Dingwall. Ross County 2, Dunfermline Athletic 2. Dunfermline coming from 2 goals down to get a point in Dingwall against 10-man Ross County. Here it's 10-man Hearts who lead Dundee by a goal to nil. Dundee have it on the far side. They need to get the ball into the penalty area, and it comes now. Head flick there. Hearts are trying to stop conceding a corner. It's played back across. Good defending from Hearts, but it's going to be another corner kick to Dundee. We're into the 93rd minute of the game. 10-man Hearts 1. Dundee 0. Full time at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk 1, St Mirren 2. The goalkeeper John McCracken has come forward for Dundee. It's last chance saloon at Tynecastle. Dundee have a man extra, but they're a goal down. They have a corner kick in front of their own fans. Here it comes now, the corner. It's floated right-footed towards the back post. A Dundee head gets there, another Dundee head gets there. Hearts will try and clear the ball high into the area. It's going to drop down just outside the penalty area. Hearts can't quite hack the ball away. They might be able to get it away just now. Now Lawrence Shankland is in the centre circle. He goes for the long-range shot. Has he lobbed the goalkeeper? He has. He just can't quite keep it down. Well, Lawrence Shankland from his own half there tried to do a Kenny McLean over Kasper Schmeichel. He just couldn't quite get the execution right, but let me tell you, John McCracken, the Dundee goalkeeper who'd come up for that corner kick, was a worried man until he looked up with relief to see the ball sailing just inches over the crossbar. What a way that would have been for the captain Lawrence Shankland to mark his return to the Hearts team. As it stands, he's going to mark it with a precious 3 points for his side as things stand. But can Dundee do something about that just now? They can't, because Simon Murray wants a free kick he's not going to get, and Hearts should belt the ball into Dundee territory where there's not a soul except the goalkeeper John McCracken, and it's a throw-in. Actually, it's gone out. That's why the goalkeeper plays it back up there. Motherwell 0, Hibs 0 is a full-time score there. 93 minutes and 50 seconds played here. We're into the final 10 or 20 seconds or so. Dundee trying to get the ball into the Hearts penalty area. They can't quite manage it. Can Hearts get the ball clear? Can Chesnikov take it for a run? He's over halfway. A couple of white-shirted Dundee players are there. There goes the final whistle. Once more again, it's 1-0 to the Hearts. Once more again, Hearts get the job done at Tynecastle. What a precious win this is for the league leaders, who will still be the league leaders when the league reconvenes after the international break early in April. They've led this division since the back end of September, and Hearts are showing all the fight and all the appetite you would want from a team that thinks it can win the title. And why not? Played 31, 66 points, 5 points ahead of Celtic, who play tomorrow, and 6 ahead of Rangers, who kick off later. The decisive moment, a free kick floated in by Mark Leonard and a bullet header by Oisin McEntee with 12 minutes to go. Goalkeeper John McCracken dived to his left, but his left hand couldn't keep the ball out. And Hearts go 4 games in a row, 4 wins in a row without conceding for the first time in 10 years. But more importantly, they keep up their momentum at the top of the table and go to 66 points thanks to Oisin McEntee's header. They win here at Tynecastle with a final score of Hearts 1, Dundee 0.
Scottish football